Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Wednesday, December 7th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 83. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio at 8 a.m. for some flestering, and we talk Pelicans with ESPN's Andrew Lopez at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, and welcome into OTB here on a Wednesday morning. Jake, Mario, and Danny here with you. I think we'll get a check-in with T-Bob Hebert. He did mention that he'll be available maybe for a couple of segments. The plan is for T-Bob to be back tomorrow, so we look forward to T-Bob being back in studio. We do have some flestering coming up, as Mario said, at 8 a.m. Allegedly, we'll see if Matt Flynn shows up. I did forget to do mailbag yesterday, so we'll do mailbag at some point. Excited to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans at 9:15 with Andrew Lopez, one of the best in the biz. Seeing a lot of stuff out there on the socials about maybe some Saints fans saying, you know what, let's go ahead, let's turn the page to the Pelican season. I never thought that was something that I would see. Mario, obviously you cover both extremely close. Did you ever think you would see Pelicans fans come out here in December?
Coming into this season specifically, yes, given the state of both teams, exciting times for the Pelicans, not so much for the New Orleans Saints.
So excited to talk Pelicans. Obviously, a lot going on in college football that we will get into. Would You Rather Wednesday still coming up on today's show. So we do have a lot to get to. And the thing that is dominating most sports, not just college athletics, is talk about the transfer portal. And we saw LSU take a hit for the first time yesterday because leading up to yesterday, they had not yet had a player in the portal. Now, obviously, you got great news with Kayshon Boutte coming back for his senior year. But you do have two players now that are in the portal. Demarius McGee has entered the transfer portal. He was a 4-star prospect out of Florida in the Tigers 2021 class. He spent 2 years here in Baton Rouge as a reserve defensive back. That is not the big name. No disrespect there. He was somebody that played sparingly at LSU and during his time. The name was Jack Bech. Jack Bech put out a message yesterday, put out a graphic. New beginnings. I know you got me was the caption there. And Jack Bech is somebody that was a fan favorite. There's no question about that. He was someone that represented LSU at Media Day a year ago. Not often do you go from being a sophomore at Media Day to going into the transfer portal, but that is the situation you have with Jack Bech. When you look at what Jack did his freshman year, it was obviously very exciting. It was a freshman year in which Jack was someone who was an LSU legacy. Obviously, he had uncles that played at LSU. A lot of people that cover high school recruiting were wondering why Jack wasn't going to LSU initially. He was committed to Vanderbilt because a lot of us, and I'll include myself in this, knew Jack was quality enough of a player to play at a place like LSU, and he showed it his freshman year. 43 catches, 489 yards, averaged 11.4 yards per catch, had 3 touchdowns, had a long of 40 yards. Pretty good stats for a freshman, and certainly when you're playing out of position a little bit. Remember, Jack Bech came in and said, I'll play whatever. I don't really care. I just want to play, and I want to play in an LSU uniform, and I'll go wherever you tell me to go. And he did, and played really, really well. That's why, again, you go to media days because you have that type of season your freshman year. You're representing the program, and he represented the program the entire time he was with the LSU Tigers. Did it extremely well. This year, though, had some injuries, was in and out of the lineup. Training camp, he dealt with some injuries, so he really wasn't able to get that time there to maybe create that chemistry that you'd like with your quarterback, with the other receivers. And this year, going from 43 catches to 16 catches, going from 489 yards to 200 yards. Now, he did go up in average, going down in touchdowns. It's not really that surprising. And it does hurt. Jack Bech is somebody I think every fan can get behind with the way that he always showed up and always gave you everything that he possibly could have. And obviously, I mentioned he is a legacy. Right? He had two uncles that played at LSU. It was a great story. But you start to look at the depth chart. You start to look at the guys that were still going to come back. You look at Kayshawn making the decision to come back, not go to the NFL. Kayshawn was your second leading receiver. Malik Neighbors was your leading receiver. Obviously, Malik Neighbors is coming back. When you look at Brian Thomas Jr., he's coming back. Mason Taylor had 33 catches. And kind of, obviously, Mason Taylor is a true tight end, but he takes a lot of routes away from a guy maybe like Jack Bech. So it's not really that big of a surprise. Obviously, you have more receivers coming into the program as well. Jack Bech will be somebody that has a lot of value in the transfer portal. There's no question about that. There will be a team that is calling Jack Bech as soon as that news came out yesterday, and we wish Jack Bech all the best because I do think he is a very good football player, and I think in the right situation can truly be somebody that thrives in today's college football. But as I mentioned yesterday, I thought the Kayshon Boutte news of him deciding to not go to the NFL and come back to school was obviously it was big news for the program, but I think that it's even bigger news for what's being built across the Ponderosa. You have a player that you asked 100 LSU fans before the year, will Kayshon Boutte come back? And 100 would say no, he's going to the NFL. If you asked 100 after the SEC championship game, even though he didn't have the season that he wanted or that maybe we thought he would have, 48 catches, 538, only had the 2 touchdowns. It's not the year we thought he would have, but I think Italian evaluators, NFL scouts, they realized there was transition, there was a new offense, there was a new quarterback, and once Kayshon got moved to the position where he thrives and started to really make some hay, okay, we've seen enough. We know what he can be. He's still a top 5 receiver on Mel Kiper's big board, on Tom McShay's big board. Top 5 receiver now, with the way receivers get drafted, probably still a first rounder, certainly going to be in the first 2 rounds. But he decides to come back, and that just speaks to what they're selling over there, and everyone's buying into it. Because as I look up, right now you have 2 players in the transfer portal. Okay, that's low. You have Kayshon coming back. You have guys that we haven't heard their decision, I think because it's hard. It's difficult. It's not as easy to say, yeah, I think I'm going to go pro, or yeah, I'm going to put myself into the portal. Will those numbers go up? They might. They might go up. You might end up with 7 players in the portal. You might end up with 8. But after one of the wildest couple of days in college football that I can remember, because 6 starting ACC quarterbacks are in the portal, that's just like one example. We can give you plenty of other examples. The second leading passer in the country, Austin Reed from Western Kentucky, he's in the portal, right? Played at Western Kentucky, thrived at Western Kentucky. Keaton Slovis goes from USC to Pitt. Now he's back in the market. JT Daniels, which I don't know how he's eligible, and I'm not saying that to be funny, because as we know here, sometimes when you transfer, even if you're a good student, do everything that you're supposed to do, sometimes the credits don't transfer to your new university. So JT Daniels goes from USC to UGA, UGA to West Virginia, now West Virginia to somewhere else. So JT Daniels will be on his 4th university in his time in college. So that's the kind of stuff that we're seeing come across the wire. So the fact that LSU has 2 players currently right now in the transfer portal, I think that speaks to what they've done, what they're doing, and what they're going to do, and what they've built as far as trust and chemistry and selling the vision. All those things are very important, because this comes from my guy Tom Van Haren, does a great job for ESPN. Louisiana Tech has 18 players currently in the transfer portal. Colorado State has 17 players in the transfer portal. Okay. Group of 5 schools. not that big of a surprise. Had bad years, both those schools. Texas A&M has 16 players in the transfer portal. What do you think it's like there in College Station? Even though they got a win against LSU, what do you think that locker room right now is like? The fact that 16 players have entered the transfer portal, including some that they signed in the greatest class of all time already in the transfer portal. Arkansas's got 15 players. Arkansas looked like on the outside, okay, yeah, people are going to buy in. They got guys to come in last year. Drew Sanders decides to forego his senior year to enter the NFL draft. No surprise, he's 17th rated player in the draft. But when I saw 15 players for Arkansas, that number is a little surprising. Kent State loses their coach. They got 14 players. Again, no surprise. Oklahoma State, 13 players in the transfer portal. Big number. Virginia Tech, 12. Maryland, 12. Washington State, 12. Jackson State, 11. No surprise. Deion Sanders goes to Colorado. 11 players in the portal. Again, no surprise. Alabama's got 11 players. Alabama's got 11 players in the transfer portal and starters. That, to me, that's big news. It might be going under the wire in some places. And if you had 11 players from Alabama and they were players that signed there, they were 4 or 5-star players, had a lot of hype out of high school, but they're just not playing, I'd say, okay, that makes sense. Now, Nick's always done a great job of keeping 4 or 5-star guys happy until it was their turn. In the old college football, today's college football, a little bit different, makes sense. But when it's starters, when it's guys that have played, guys that had a position already at Alabama, that to me, that would be a little troublesome, right? I would wonder, okay, well, why is that happening? Is it truly because they want to put themselves in the portal, see what they can get in the NIL space? I mean, we heard Coach Saban's, at the touchdown club talking about Jimbo and talking about Dion, and he was talking to that room to try to raise some money for the NIL efforts. I mean, one of the players for Alabama, Tommy Brockermeyer, was the number 2 overall recruit in 2021. A couple of classes ago, number 2 overall player. So the fact that you have schools like Alabama with 11, you've got Oregon in double digits, Virginia Tech in double digits, Texas A&M in double digits, Arkansas in double digits, and right now, as we sit here on Wednesday, December the 7th, you only have 2 players for LSU, and this is not meant to be disrespectful. A reserve defensive back and your 4th or 5th receiver on this year's squad. Pretty good numbers favoring LSU there. And again, we'll see if it goes up, but a lot of these guys have already put themselves into the portal, right? The block's been hot. As soon as it happened, it was like 500, 700, 1,000. So I don't expect it to be where LSU has double-digit guys in the transfer portal. And if it does get to double digits, it's probably going to be by names that you have to go to the roster and look up and see exactly who you're going to be missing out on. Again, this is not meant to be disrespectful. This is meant to show you currently, right now, getting players back that you thought you had no chance of getting back and not going to the NFL, and you don't have mass exodus. Speaks loud. Speaks incredibly loud of what Brian Kelly and his staff have built at LSU in a very short period of time. All right, we'll take our first break. We will give you some of those names that are inside the transfer portal because even the most casual college football fan, I think, will realize some of these guys are going to recognize some of these names. And again, feeling very fortunate that LSU only has 2 players currently in that portal. We'll have that for you when we come back. It's OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, Riverlands Insurance. We tell you about them every single day. We tell you that they're, Progressive's largest in the entire state of Louisiana, the largest Progressive agent in the entire state of Louisiana. But it's also important to remember, represent over 100 insurance carriers writing business here in Louisiana. Voted #1 insurance workplace in 2022 by Insurance Business Magazine. Recognized as one of the fastest growing insurance agencies in the Southern United States. So all of that tells you what? Well, it tells you, man, pretty big deal. They can handle anything. But also when I give you Thomas Emo's cell phone number, 225-206-1517. That lets you know that they can handle anything. They will handle anything. Doesn't matter how big it is because they've been there, done that. But also you can have customer service right there on the spot. Like if you need a question answered, they can answer it right there on the spot. 225-206-1517.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Former Tiger Glenn Logan will join us on the show. The latest from the transfer portal, and it's a Whiskey Wednesday. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Oh yeah, candles burning low. Lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice, everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back into OTB. On top of the 13 guys that A&M has in the transfer portal, Devon Achane has decided he will enter the 2023 NFL Draft. After the last time I saw Devon Achane, I am A-OK with that decision. That sounds like a hell of a plan, Mr. Achane. Congratulations, because you are a stud and you will be drafted. He is number 3 on ESPN.com's draft board as far as running backs. A couple other things. I think we mentioned it yesterday on this show. There's reports that Coach O potentially could be a finalist for the UNLV job. That job has been filled, and it is not by Coach O. So all of our dreams of Coach O being in Vegas coaching at UNLV, they go to the wayside. Arkansas defensive coordinator Barry Odom will be the next head coach of the UNLV running Rebs. Other coaching news, Jim Leonard, one of my former teammates in Denver, one of the smartest football people I've ever been around, hell of a defensive coordinator. We've talked a lot about him because he got the job, the interim job at Wisconsin. A lot of us, almost everybody that he talked to, thought that he would be the full-time head coach and the interim tag would be removed. Of course, we know now that they hired Luke Fickell. Coach Luke Fickell tried to talk Jim Leonard into staying. Remember, Luke Fickell, he takes over after Tressel's fired at Ohio State. He's the interim coach. And then once they hire Urban Meyer, he doesn't go. He stayed. Remember, Luke Fickell played at Ohio State like Jim Leonard played at Wisconsin. He stayed for multiple years after that and then got the opportunity to be the Cincinnati head coach. And so I think he was trying to sell that, hey, here's what I did in my career. It worked out for me. But I think Jim Leonard does know that Jim Leonard has a lot of suitors. He has suitors that are going to want him as a defensive coordinator at both levels, the college and the NFL ranks, and he still has the potential, if he wants to be a head coach. There's still some jobs out there. Stanford is still out there. Stanford comes with challenges. I understand that, but we've seen Stanford be dominant doing what? Playing great defense and running the football. So Jim Leonard kind of fits the mold of what they've been successful with, and we'll see if Jim Leonard's able to get a head-time job or if he decides to be a defensive coordinator and make a lot of money doing either one that he chooses. I mentioned earlier about the transfer portal being some big names that I think a lot of us would recognize. ESPN.com has actually ranked the top, I think 30 is what they did, players in the portal. So the conversation we haven't had yet is, who does LSU add in the portal? Last year, you go into the portal and you had needs, and you did a hell of a job of recognizing guys that would want to come play for LSU, that were from the state of Louisiana, that had played big roles in big conferences. We know defensive backs, I mean, you go get 2 from Arkansas, 1 from Oklahoma State, and you did a really nice job of patching this team together, a team that had 6.5, depending on who you looked at, win totals in Vegas, and you got to the SEC championship game because you identified positions of need with guys that had a real desire to play for LSU probably their entire life, and they came in, they were veteran players. Because last I checked, and y'all heard me talk about this early in the season, and I'll pull it up now. Like the teams that were highest on the experience chart as far as guys that had played college football, they had a lot of success. Like Tennessee was 13th overall in experience coming back, right? Had a massive year, a bigger year than we've seen them have in a long time. Ohio State was one of the top teams in experience chart. NC State, who had a good year. Oregon State, out in the Pac-12. They were in the top 20 as far as experience coming back. And that includes guys you got from the transfer portal, how many snaps they've played in college. We haven't seen Oregon State have a year like they had in a very, very long time. Washington is one of the top. Kansas made a bowl game. When's the last time that we've seen that? I mean, 2008, I believe, was the last year that they did that. And you continue on, you continue seeing these teams. UTSA in the Conference USA, they ended up in the top 25 of the last college football playoff ranking. You look at Troy. Troy had the 4th most coming back in the entire country. Troy had a new coach because Troy was not very good last year. Troy won the conference this year. TCU was number 8. Number 8 in the country as far as experience and what they brought back, as far as snaps, how many plays someone's played. And I realize that not all experience is good experience. We talk about that a lot here on this show. But I do think that college football is getting older. College football doesn't lean on high school recruits anymore. So who you can get out of the portal to fill a key position, it's a big deal. And you can have certain players that you're counting on out of the high school ranks to be able to step up and play. I'm not saying that young players won't play ever again. I mean, LSU just had 3 freshmen on the All-American team as far as freshman All-American, right? You have Will Campbell, you have Emory Jones, and, of course, you have Harold Perkins. And so that's great. That is good. But you have to supplement your roster now with older players. You have to. It's something that you need that experience. You need to have veteran guys around. And LSU thrived. I mean, you get Garner from UL Lafayette at corner. Where would LSU be without him? Where would LSU be without the 4 guys they got out of the portal to play defensive back? What if they had to go young? What if they had to go with guys that have talent, but they're young football players? But like, what if Sage Ryan, and I'm not trying to disrespect Sage Ryan right now. He's a player that's played a ton. He's going to continue to get better. But what if he had to be the starter all season long, right? Because you're counting on young football players. It's not the case anymore in college football, right? You're going to have to use. Now, Georgia not taking any players out of the portal, tip your cap to them, because that's what they've done over the last 7 years in recruiting, building that depth. And you can eventually build that depth, but you have to be smart and you have to supplement your roster with older players. It's just the way that it is now. You look across the country, and I just gave you some of the names, the experience chart. I gave you the names I gave you because those are schools that have been bad. They've been bad for a long time. They haven't been to bowl games in some cases in almost 15 years. But college football getting older, you have a chance to go get a guy that can help you. You can plug and play because he's played 2-3 years of college football. He's seen everything. He knows how to go to work. He knows how to watch film. He knows how to instantly create chemistry with his teammates, which has not been a problem in college football. I do tip my cap to all these players playing. That has not been an issue. I thought it would be a massive issue. Hasn't been an issue at all, even at the quarterback position. All right, so you're going to have to do it. The only place that hasn't is Georgia. And again, they're on the outside of this deal because of what they've done. But everybody's taking players. Who does LSU take? Which positions are they looking at right now? It feels like edge rusher is a massive, massive one for LSU because you're going to lose Ali Gay. B.J. Ojulari probably going to go to the NFL. You do have Harold Perkins, but Harold Perkins is a jack-of-all-trades kind of guy. Like, he's going to play all over the place probably for his entire LSU career, right? So you want some guys that you can put there at edge rusher. That's certainly a position that they're going to be looking at. Every position in the defensive backfield is going to be looked at. So you have already places where you want to add players, and we'll see who LSU is able to add because we're having players already make decisions on where they go in the transfer portal. Now, this thing's open until January the 18th. So you do have some time. Now, a bulk of the players already going ahead and getting in because you get in, you get NIL deals, and then you make a decision there. But it is going to be open until January the 18th. The second window is in May, the 1st of May. And that window is only, I think, a couple of weeks. So it's not as open as this one is going until January the 18th. But we'll see where LSU goes. Already made a couple of offers. We'll give you who those offers are a little bit later on in the show. When we come back, though, I do want to do an OTB mailbag. We forgot to do it yesterday. Look, I think we're a day behind on every segment that's built in here to this show, but there's a lot of questions coming in the chat, and when I'm here by myself, don't have a chance to look at the chat, but if we do a segment where I'm supposed to look at the chat, that will help it out. We can get to some of your questions. We haven't had a chance to get to Ask the Bench as much in the last couple of days as well. So let's do this. We'll do an OTB mailbag when we come back from break. It's OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Buying, leasing, and renting. Right now, holidays, a lot of people buy vehicles during the holidays. It's a great time to go check them out over at All-Star. Remember, you can customize your vehicle. Whatever you're looking for, they can do it. Sienna, Sequoia, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra, whatever it is, they've got it because they have multiple trucks, multiple midsize SUVs, full-size SUVs, vans, sedans, have it all. Leasing as well. It's been an incredibly easy process for me. We leased the Highlander. It's been great for us. And we didn't know we were looking for a Highlander until we went over there one day and realized that it would work for us. The rental process, holidays coming up. You're leaving or more people are coming in. Something smaller, something bigger. Whatever you're looking for, they've got you covered. So go check out the per-day rental prices over at All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
A third of youth who grow up in foster care are homeless 18 months after aging out of care. But you can rewrite that story. Children and youth with CASA and GAL volunteers are more likely to find safe, permanent homes. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz Winter Event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Join me for the Wednesday evening edition of Game Time. We're live at the Original Walk-Ons on Burbank, celebrating their brand new menu. That's Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday from Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Esther and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back into OTB. I know we are a day late and $1 short, but everything's been a day late. Although I would like to do Would You Rather Wednesday at some point during the show, because if you do Would You Rather Wednesday on a Thursday, that one even seems worse than pushing everything else back maybe a day. So let's get to some OTB mailbag.
Special delivery! I have this special delivery for off the bench. And look, it is marked most urgent.
We'll be writing to you.
The internet.
What the is the internet?
By the way, Aaron Judge just agreed to a 9-year, $360 million deal with the Yankees. Oof.
That's awesome. Never interrupt football again.
$360 million. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that really pissed me off, man. Like, at some games that I had some bets on, it would just cut in. No other sport does that. I never understood.
Yeah, that was wild. A lot of people got upset by that, even the people that were working the desk at ESPN. All right. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Where do you think Jack Bech ends up, and will it be out of the SEC? Mario, I'd get your opinion on this too. He was committed to Vanderbilt. So obviously, like, him playing in the SEC, I think was important to him. Jack's always somebody that I think wants to play against the best. He's got a great mentality as far as going out there and proving a lot of people wrong. So I don't know if it's the SEC, but I do think it's a Power 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up at an SEC school. He's got a couple of former teammates at Arkansas. I could see maybe that be an option. He's shown enough on tape. You went over his freshman year stats. I think he'll have a good amount of selections. I would not be surprised at all if he did end up at another school inside the conference.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, I think Power 5 for sure. I see Jack in that mold. I feel like he would go out there and want to prove that he is a player that can go out there and be a number one on a Power 5 roster. Hashtag OTB mailbag. What's your favorite Christmas tradition? This is more like December 26th, but for us, so my brother-in-law, his birthday is on December 26th, and they come into our house. Our house hosts Christmas every year. So Katie's sisters from California, one from Denver, family from Panama City Beach and Pensacola all come to our house in Baton Rouge. And we all go out the day after Christmas for his birthday. And it's kind of cool because not a lot of people are out that time. And so we go to a really nice restaurant, sit down, kind of have the place almost to yourself a little bit and have a great meal. And that's one thing we do every single year.
That does sound fun. There's nothing better than good vibes with family on Christmas. For us, it's a little different. Latin American household. We do most of our celebrating on Christmas Eve. But my favorite tradition is getting done with church on Christmas Eve, going back home. Whenever midnight hits, that's when we open presents, kind of go around and just be grateful for family being together. That would probably be my favorite tradition, the Christmas Eve dinner.
And Danny's not ignoring y'all. He just doesn't have a microphone that works right now. And yesterday, about 6 times, I made him awkwardly lean over Mike and speak into the microphone. And so if I get a good question, I'll ask Danny. But that's the reason he's not answering these questions. And by the way, if you're keeping track at home, outside of the USA, we had to pick a team in the World Cup. T-Bob went with France. Rivers went with Belgium at first, talked her out of it. She went with Netherlands. I went with Argentina. Mario went with Portugal, and Danny went with Spain. Mario, which of those teams is no longer in the World Cup?
Oh, the one that my man to my left picked to win the tournament.
Man,
hate to see it.
Rough times. Mexico doesn't get out of the group. The team that he picked to win it doesn't get out of the knockout round. It's okay, Danny. 4 more years.
Tough times. Yo, I got one while we look for the next one. With all the transfer portal news, is there a journalist or somebody to follow that's like the college football equivalent of Woj? Like breaking news, turn your notifications on for that person during this time?
That's actually a really good question. Matt Zenith on 3 Sports, he's one. Tom Van Haren of ESPN, he's definitely another one. Those are probably the 2 that I've seen the most movement from. Now, Pete Thamel, ESPN, he's got the bigger names, like names that the casual football fan would recognize, but those 2 guys, they've done a really nice job of being on top of it. I'm trying to think of the Instagram account that I started to follow just during this because, obviously what we do, we're trying to keep up with it. It's just Transfer Portal. It's run by On 3 Sports, Transfer Portal on Twitter, on Instagram. And dude, I mean, if you see, look, I mean, it's just swiping right on players here, but it just tells you who's in the portal. It updates it all the time, and it puts about 10 of them together. That way you don't have like 10 posts about one single player. But if you're looking for transfers and who's in the portal, Transfer Portal on Instagram, they update it all throughout the day. Hashtag OTB mailbag. Can the Saints turn things around without a front office shakeup? And will Gail do so since many of those folks basically manage her holdings? Look, I don't know about all of that as far as what they're going to do in the front office. I think you start with the coaching staff before you go to the front office. And for me, you try to continue what was built. And I can respect that. And in fact, I kind of agreed with it because you felt like you had a team that was coming back that was going to be in a win now mode, and their window was still open. Even though you lost some players like a Drew Brees, like you still last year won 9 games. It looks like, okay, well, they can still make some noise. They made some signings of some veteran players I think a lot of us were excited about. You go and you draft 2 first-rounders. Like, yeah, man, this team's going to be pretty good. They're going to be solid. I mean, none of us had them at 4-9. I mean, Mario was maybe, not as bullish on them as we were, but even you didn't have them at 4-9. To me, because you tried that and it didn't work, I think a new voice might be needed, right? Because you've just tried to string together what was old. Well, what was old is now gone. All of that juice, all that mojo that you had built up, because I still think you have players on this roster when healthy, you can go out there and you should be better than a 4-win team. So when you have a voice that has been there for a while, things aren't working out, I think it'd be a time to look at, hey, let's bring some new in here. Let's bring somebody in here. Because I've been in these locker rooms too many times, and when it's going like it's going right now, and the same message is being thrown out there time and time again, it gets old hearing. And this isn't even against Dennis Allen, but in my opinion, the Saints they're at that point, and nobody wants to be at that point. Nobody wants to, but you hit reset and you start over with new blood in the building, new coaches, new voice. I mean, look what Miami was able to do. They go get a coach that fit what they had in that locker room. Everyone bought into what they were selling, and now McDaniel has that team playing quality football, incredibly quality football. So I mean, Mario, I know this one's maybe a little bit tougher for you, but that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, you're on the money, I think, with the coaching staff. I think the executives, the front office, they have a lot more rope. Like Mickey Loomis has been here a long time. He's going to have the opportunity to hire a few guys before they make a change there. I mean, look at David Griffin. He's brand new to the organization, right? Gail Benson's his boss, too. He got to make 3 different head coaching hires before he finally got it right. Loomis is not going anywhere anytime soon. And if the Saints are in that situation, they do need to hire a new head coach. I trust him with kind of that thinking of moving on, and I think he'll make a good hire if they do indeed move on from Dennis Allen.
Yeah, looking at if this year worked, if you flip it and you're 9-4, I mean, it worked out the way you thought it was going to. And I understand why you did what you did, because in the NFL, it's usually like 4 or 5 years that you have a window. Saints has been 15 years where they've been good. I mean, they've had some 7-9 seasons. 7-9 is not falling off a cliff, right? You're holding on still. You got belief. You're falling right now, and the ground's getting closer and closer. Yep. So it's not the scenario that you thought when you made the move. Admit that it hasn't worked out, and I think the longer you stay in it, the longer it's going to be before you start winning football games again. Hashtag OTB mailbag. How does Ball State have 2 tight ends make the freshman All-American team and Taylor is left out? Lamar, I'd be lying if I said that I knew a ton about Ball State other than Maction on a Tuesday night, maybe when you're chasing. I do know Carson Steele was their running back. He's in the transfer portal. I just remember him because he had a great name and great hair. That's about all I know about Ball State. But I think Mason Taylor's going to be just fine here at LSU. He had a couple of game stretch where it's like, okay, that's what they saw in training camp. That's what they believe in. And even in the SEC championship game, I thought he had nice moments. So
yeah, LSU fans are really triggered about him and Perkins both not being on a bunch of these lists. But I promise you they're going to crack some of these lists later in their career. I would not trip.
Hashtag OTB mailbag. The Heisman Award is next in bowl season in the transfer portal news. I just want to know, which sport do you think Quad Bob will inherit more talent from his father, basketball or football? I haven't seen T-Bob play basketball. I have seen T play softball. Didn't go great, but T-Bob was a good football player, really good football player. So hopefully Quad Bob is the starting center for LSU in the year 2040.
What if the football skills skip a generation? What if he's a quarterback? Cajun Canoncito.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
It could be. What if he'll be a lefty like T-Bob? or if he's going to be like the Cajun Cannon.
Hey, Hester, who'd you vote for?
And what?
In the Heisman vote.
I cannot. You can't say who you voted for until after the ceremony.
I shot my shot anyway.
Yeah. Trying to get me in trouble.
Yes.
Trying to get my vote taken away, but before it even really gets started.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
OTB mailbag. Have you seen Quad Bob's hands, and are they really larger than T Bob's?
We haven't had a good hand joke in a while. That's fine.
No, we haven't. OTB mailbag. Lincoln Riley was in Manny, Louisiana last night. They're keeping tabs on everything up here. I don't think they're keeping tabs on Tackett Curtis, the very talented player that's been recruited by them and is committed to them a very, very long time ago. So, Lincoln was there. He might have seen other players. Manny has a fantastic program. They're going to the Dome. Probably there more than anything to see their commit, Tackett Curtis.
Did Kyle Whittingham drop him off since he's his daddy and all?
Oh, okay. All right.
2-0 this season.
No, they were. They weren't beat up on him a little bit.
I enjoyed watching them lose, not going to lie. I was a little worried that it might help Alabama get in, but I'm glad USC's not in the playoff.
I think a lot of LSU fans after 2003 still no, you don't because you're 12.
Not even, man. The 15 years after that they tried to claim they were still good and still a blue blood program, and now they're finally decent. They've gotten a lot better under Riley. They'll probably end up making the playoff, but I'm glad they didn't make it this year. We don't have to hear from their fans.
No, but when I was in school, the bumper sticker you saw more than any around town was FUSC. I mean, they sold it everywhere. It was on almost every car that you drove by, and so that's what I'm talking about. There's some real disdain between LSU fans and USC. Hashtag OTB mailbag, favorite Christmas song. Oh, remember this one last year because I said hallelujah because I love it during and, oh, man, I did not know that was going to – Mario, I don't think you were on the show yet. And that was a topic that I got crushed for, calling that a Christmas song. So if that's not allowed, I'd like to make my change, and it's still a sad song, but I like Blue Christmas. Blue Christmas, y'all know I'm an Elvis fan. I got a son named Memphis. Y'all know all of this, and so I'll go Blue Christmas, Elvis.
I love the Mariah Carey song. I get a lot of slack from Danny, but it's catchy.
No, yours is the NSYNC song.
That too.
I don't see you get excited very often talking about things that aren't sports. That's the one thing. You sit up in your chair a little bit when that one's playing.
Yeah, that's nostalgic. My sister was huge into boy bands when I was a little kid, so we heard that a lot during Christmas time, but I always thought it was a catchy tune.
All right, see if we have time for one more. Can't ask that on air. OTB mailbag, did you take Danny's mic so he wouldn't rant in profanity about the loss of El Tree? Danny, is that why you don't have your microphone? Did you break your microphone after Mexico was unable to get out of the group stage for the first time in 44 years?
No, I knew this was expected for Mexico. Nobody had high hopes. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, wow. Well, dynamic answer there, Danny. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB on the other side when we come back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Danny's going to flash the list of all of the people on the G team. That list is long and distinguished. I mean, you've got so many guys, Harold Perkins, Keyshawn Booty coming back. Come on, put those things together, right? You have the entire women's basketball team on there doing great things on the court, undefeated. I mean, just doing great things over there and being a part of the G team. GetGordon.com, again, is the site. And also, we give you the number, 225-888-8888. But remember, I mean, this is throughout the state of Louisiana. I tell you the other day, I'm driving through, going to Shreveport for Thanksgiving. What do I see? 318-888-8888, right? So you can get on that G team as well on social media because they got so many things going on. I mean, the bike giveaway they just did is just fantastic. Check that out on social media. The handle there, @GetGordon, getgordon.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% for 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
It's Hunt. Join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports talking college football, and Matthew Bruni of On 3 talking Tiger basketball. Hunt Palmer Show 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back in. OTB, Mario and I were talking during the break about TCU, about Max Duggan, about their chances maybe to win the college football playoff. Remember, it's a team that was picked 7th in the Big 12, and don't let that number at the end fool you. There's only 10 teams in the Big 12, and so their expectations were not high. Going back to the experience chart, though, right, I think there's something to that. They returned 18 starters, and now they have a chance to win the college football playoff. What do those odds look like, though? Right now, on DraftKings, Georgia minus 125 to win the national championship. Michigan plus 290. Not a bad bet there. Ohio State plus 360. So Ohio State, obviously the 4 seed, better odds than the 3 seed. TCU plus 1,600 to win the national championship on DraftKings. And so if you like a long shot, it's only one of 4. TCU looks like they, have the juice to be able to stay with any team in the country. We'll see if they can get it done against a physical Michigan team, but plus 1,600. And if you would like to place a wager there on DraftKings, remember, sign up today. Use promo code Baton Rouge. That's promo code Baton Rouge, all one word, because that helps us. That lets them know where you heard about DraftKings. And again, plus 1,600 for TCU on DraftKings.
21 or older, physically present in Louisiana. Availability varies by parish. Eligibility restrictions apply. Minimum $5 deposit. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full terms and conditions. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-770-STOP. 7867.
All right, coming up in hour number 2 of OTB, we're supposed to be flustering Matthew Clayton Flynn. I don't even know the last time he's been here. He's supposed to be back. He told me he'd be here. He said he'd be here at 8 o'clock. I'm going to take him at his word. We'll see if he walks through the fire door here in about 5 minutes. We'll be back. Hour number 2.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. Right now, maybe the most important time to go to AccuTempBR.com. Certainly one of the 2 most important times to go, because you got the AC on, got the heater on. Got the heater on, got the AC on. Right? That's what we do here in South Louisiana. We don't have the ability just to leave the heat on all day, or maybe leave the AC on all day here during December, because you just never know what it's going to be. So you don't want to shock your system. You don't want to confuse your system. Maybe you got an older system, right? Call AccuTemp today. They'll come out. They'll check your system. And if you're part of the Star membership like me and T-Bob are, they'll actually call you and say, hey, it's time for us to come check your unit. We want to make sure that it's working the way it's supposed to, the way that it can handle this change here in South Louisiana in December. So go ahead. If you can't call right now, go to the website, AccuTempBR.com. You can actually set everything up right there online on the website. Again, AccuTempBR.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Good morning, everybody. It is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, December 7th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 83. Coming up on OTB, Matt Flynn joins the show in studio up next for some flustering, and we talk Pelicans with ESPN's Andrew Lopez at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, and welcome into hour number 2 of OTB. He made it. He's back. When's the last time you've been here?
I think it's been 2-3 weeks.
3 weeks? That's not too bad for you.
For me?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm here quite a bit.
Well, you don't just miss a week.
Yeah.
Now, you'll come for like
together.
6 weeks straight, and then you're going to string 3 together where you're not here.
I actually think the last time I didn't come was in like July. I missed like 3 or 4 in a row. Maybe August.
You've been pretty good.
So it was a couple months.
You've been good.
Look, and I heard you like when I was pulling in to the parking lot, which I still hate the 104.5 ESPN van. I hate the van because it still shouldn't be allowed to park in the visitor parking spot.
Yeah, it's not a visitor.
It's not a visitor.
Mm-mm.
It's got the station right there, and it takes up my space, and then I have to go to the other parking lot. So I got to get back on government. It's just a mess out there. Anyway,
it's a mess when I get here. Like 6:30, it's a mess.
Yep.
So
Year
like,
6
and
of doing radio.
And I know those people. You don't have 8 guests at 6:30 in the morning.
Not doing it.
They're permanent people in this building.
Yeah.
I got a 12 passenger van. You think that thing's easy to park?
Mm-mm.
It's not.
You back in?
No.
That's one thing I don't understand. You're kind of like like people that make fun of other people for putting sugar in their coffee. Like you're that guy with the parking.
Because I don't back in?
You don't back in. Like, but you judge people that back in.
I think that it's easy for me to pull a 12-passenger van.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long son of a gun.
Yeah.
Into a parking spot. I never back in. And my whole point is, if I can do it, you don't have to back your sedan in. Now, there's trucks that have to back in.
Sure.
Some companies even make their trucks back in. They're not allowed to pull in because of safety reasons.
Okay.
I've heard plenty of people tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. I get mad when a sedan, like a Corolla, backs into a parking spot. And it's only when like they pass it up. I'm like, oh, there's one. Like, nope, reverse it. Dude, we've done.
Well, why are you riding someone's ass in a parking lot?
I got places.
Give them some room.
Got places to be.
Give them some room.
All right.
See, I back in all the time.
Dude, it always happens at walk-ons. Always. I'll see like a perfect spot. I swear to God, it always happens right there.
Okay, I can understand the sedan thing.
You and I have done a full hour on this subject before.
I know.
Now, that was 6 to 8 at night. We could kind of get away with it.
It was like 6-8 years ago, too. I get my memory. She's fading.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Hey, how's the week going? By yourself?
And lonely.
Lonely.
Yeah, I mean, Mario wasn't here yesterday either. Danny's microphone doesn't work, so I can't talk to him.
Sure.
You know,
like they're not even there.
No, I hadn't seen T-Bob. I saw him yesterday on Snaps. Hadn't seen him here yet in studio. Missing my guy.
Wait, what? You saw him on Snaps?
Yeah.
Oh, a radio show.
Yeah.
Got it.
I didn't see him here, and you know, you're here though.
I'm here. I made it. Not even getting paid.
You didn't put yourself. Oh, kind of.
Not at all.
Well, you got your logo out.
It's hard to track that ROI.
We don't track anything.
Hard to track it, buddy.
I'm glad to see you didn't go in the transfer portal.
Portal?
Yep.
I heard you talking about the app too. Man, I'm telling you, if people should have been listening to us on from 6 to 8 a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Why they haven't that Instagram page you're talking about or created an app that's called Portal Combat, I will never know. It's just right there. It's so easy.
They actually do have an app where you can literally swipe right. It's called the Air app.
Yeah.
And so what it is, if you're in the portal, like you have a profile on the Air app, and you can sort through it. If you need a running back, if you need a power back, if you need a guard, whatever it is.
A power back.
Like a bigger back, yeah.
Okay.
Like a power back.
Okay.
Like,
Sure.
You got your scat backs, you got your power backs.
Sure. Okay.
And you can break it down with what you want.
That's a made up term.
Okay.
Like a stocky white
have you
guy.
ever heard of a power running back?
A power back,
Like a thunder and lightning situation. Like Ron Dane is a power back.
I've heard the term before.
power back.
Deuce McAllister.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have you heard scat back before?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of a lazy term.
What would you call the thunder and lightning combination? The big guy, what's he called?
Just fullback.
Oh my God. Ron Dane's not a fullback.
All right, man. I don't know, but you just said power back.
It was
such common knowledge.
I thought power back was common knowledge. Inside the Bayou 4 chat is power back common knowledge. Okay.
As a football player who studied football.
You are a football player.
Okay.
You study tape. You explain it extremely well. Let's not act like you know things that a lot of other football players know, like names.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No shot.
So, like, even like
I
small
don't know,
terms like that.
I don't know sports common knowledge.
All right.
I know deep dive knowledge, but not common knowledge. I can tell you anything about like Saved by the Bell or 1990s Nickelodeon shows.
You are really good at that.
Like really stupid trivia, really bad at. Sports trivia, terrible.
Yeah. I know. I've known you for 18 years now.
I can probably name 3 LSU head coaches of all time.
The last 3?
The last 3.
Okay.
4. No, 4.
Who was the coach before Nick Saban?
I know it was not McClendon.
There's a couple in between.
There's 1 or 2 in between.
Any chance?
Yeah, I got it. It starts with a D.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
His last name does.
Yeah. First name starts with a C.
Nope. Yeah. Okay.
Nailed
Well
it.
played.
I'll remember it. I do know this.
Okay. You want me to give you some time?
Yeah, give me some time. I'll come back to me in segment 5. I'm here.
You're only here 4 segments.
Sorry.
I'm going to tell you. Jerry DiNardo.
DiNardo. Got there at the same time, possibly a little bit before you.
Oh, I actually love that. I actually love that you don't know that. Because what do you always say? It's like something about Baton Rouge, like you didn't even know where it was.
I had no clue.
And you grew up in the state next to it.
Louisiana could have been to the Northeast. No clue.
You lived an hour and 20 minutes from the border of the state.
Yep. Hey, you keep your head down and you grind. That's what I did from age 1 through 17.
Yeah, I knew all about Tyler, Texas.
Well, you probably did. We were amazing at football, amazing at most things.
I drove through to go to Canton, right?
Yeah,
Trade
you can
days.
get to Canton. Yeah, first Monday.
Yeah.
First Monday, I think one of the biggest flea markets in the country, nay, the world.
Yeah, go all the time.
Yeah, that was cool. First Monday, every month, they load it down. Big old flea market.
Yep.
Get
That's what I know about Tyler. That and Earl Campbell.
Sure.
And City of Roses.
And y'all wouldn't play us because you were scared.
We've literally on this show found a USA Today article where your coach said that y'all would not play us because of the rules.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Y'all didn't want we would not play y'all because y'all didn't want to play us.
Can they still do that in the state of Texas? Do you know? Because obviously, like
Cut?
the cut block, that's changed in all levels of football.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't do it outside the box anymore. And they usually teamed up with the Texas rules. College football, Texas high school rules were the same.
I like the cut block outside the tackle.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a career if I couldn't do it.
That's what I was saying. Like, what did that many people get hurt? I don't think they did. I feel like more people getting hurt in the box than outside the box getting cut.
Yeah, because you're engaged sometimes. Mm-hmm. You're right there, like on the backside of a zone.
No, they do a good job of calling it, but anywho.
Over 1,000 players
have a job.
I would not. I mean,
thank God.
Thank God. That between that and targeting, they call an offensive players now.
Yeah,
no
so
career.
Tiny compared to everybody.
No career. I'm doing radio in like Ruston, Louisiana right now, probably. If that was the rules.
Ruston.
Yeah, shout out. They're doing great.
Hester just kind of dumped on you.
No, it didn't.
A little bit.
I just probably would have played like it. I probably would have been a player at Louisiana Tech and not LSU.
That's a good point.
That's all I was trying to get to. I was trying to find a college town in Louisiana, buddy.
All right. Thought you were dumping on them.
TCU's in the Final Four.
I heard that. I heard about that.
Okay, I didn't know if I was breaking news to you.
No, I've actually been keeping up.
Were they in the same conference as Baylor when your dad was playing?
Yeah. So, maybe? All right. Yeah. So, Southwest Conference.
Yeah.
Until I think 94. Let's look at that. Look at that trivia. Look that up. Fact check me on that one. I believe 94. Because I think Baylor beat the University of Texas in 94, 95, and I was there, and we rushed the field. It was incredible.
You rushed the field in 94?
Yeah. 9-year-old. 9-ish?
No, you were 9. You were born in 1985, just like I was.
Bingo. Yeah, so like the old Southwest Conference was SMU, TCU, A&M, Texas, Texas Tech, Rice, Baylor. I want to say maybe Arkansas was in it for a little bit, like way back in the day. But those are all the schools that have like the hand signals, like the hand.
Oh, they do.
Hand things. Yeah, they
Texas,
all got
Texas A&M, TCU, Baylor,
Texas Tech, Rice.
What does Rice have?
I don't know. Maybe Rice didn't have anything. Does Arkansas have something? Yeah, there you go. Nailed it.
A hand signal, but that's about all I
You
got.
nailed it. But yeah, those are all the schools that have like the hand signals.
It was Texas, Texas A&M, Arkansas, SMU, TCU, Baylor, Rice, Houston, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma.
It was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma was in there for some portion of time.
Okay, that sounds right.
Not forever, but Baylor did win in 1994. I did fact check you.
Boom. When did the Southwest Conference?
But they shared it with Rice, by the way.
Shared what?
The title. Rice and Baylor shared. It says they shared the conference title in 1994.
Rice?
Yeah, that's the Rice hand signal. I don't really know. It's now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it.
So it's just like
Hello.
the Birdman. Oh nope.
Yeah, you don't even cross when I was about.
Yeah,
I was
but the
like
Birdman.
Napoleon Dynamite. This thing.
TCU's quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Give me his name.
Dugan.
That's close.
Yep.
Max Duggan.
Yep. So they've had
like Hacksaw.
Yep. What's up with TCU and their redheaded quarterbacks?
It's actually a good question.
Red Rockets.
Did you watch the Big 12 championship game?
Y'all get it. Bing, bing.
Did you watch it?
What?
Did you watch the Big 12 championship game?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was actually on vacation, but I watched a bit of it.
You probably had interest in it.
I do. I got an interest in most games.
You do.
Love sports.
You had to appreciate TCU's Max Duggan's effort in that game.
Oh, dude. I've actually really enjoyed watching him play this year. TCU's been fun to watch. I was like most people for most of the year. I kept like betting against them. So like they're gonna slip. They're gonna slip. They're gonna slip. They're not that good. Well, they're good, but they're not that dude. And man, they've proved me wrong. Except till this past week, I've got on the bandwagon, and then they lost me some money. Kansas State's been pretty.
Well,
Kansas State's been dangerous this year.
What was the line on that? 2.5? TCU. Yeah, Kansas State's been. I mean, they were.
Yeah, they
beating TCU by 3 scores and blew the lead.
Yeah,
they lost to Tulane though.
Yeah, they've probably had
roll wave.
Roll is that it? Roll
I think
wave.
So roll wave.
Yeah, that's what they
is
say.
It roll wave.
Roll wave.
Mm-hmm.
Like roll tide, but with
wave.
wait,
we didn't need that part. Didn't need that part.
I feel bad for not knowing that, but I feel like that doesn't roll off my tongue very well.
Okay, we'll unpack that during the break. But
roll wave.
Yeah. So you bet TCU.
Mm-hmm.
They lost.
Mm-hmm.
The bet. Mm-hmm. But you still appreciated them getting in the college football playoff, right? Like you thought they deserved, because I did. I mean, I still have them in the CFP.
This has been such a strange year.
It has. But you roll off regular season. You beat 5 top 25 opponents. Your only loss is a team you already beat, and you lose in overtime because of a bad call.
Yep.
I mean,
I feel like people's opinions change every year to like what they want, right?
Yep.
So some years it's like, who is actually the better team? People argue that, and that's like the most popular opinion. This year, really, it wasn't, because I think nobody wanted Alabama in, right?
Right.
So everybody was making their arguments based around what they wanted, which was TCU should be in because they deserve it, and it's one loss, blah, blah, blah. But, obviously Alabama's better than them.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I do,
I know
Are they
Coach.
a better football team? Yeah.
I know Coach Saban was. I mean, he did the media tour.
Do I think they should be in? No. I think TCU.
Right.
I think they got it right.
Right.
I'm just saying, like.
Well, that was Nick Saban's
like,
argument.
Like the past years, sometimes the popular opinion is who's the better team, not necessarily who deserves it the most. And sometimes it's more popular for the public opinion to say, "Oh, the better team should get in."
Right. And Nick Saban, I went out with Doring and PB after the SEC championship game, and we're sitting at a Mexican restaurant, and they had like TVs all around, and I swear Nick Saban was on like 3 different networks. Like they were replays, and there were 3 different networks of him saying what you just said. If we played these teams on a neutral site, who would be the favorite? And that was his selling point. He was trying to get his team into the college football playoff.
Right?
It's true, but the resume was better for TCU.
I get it. No, they got it right, 100%. I laugh at when I watch because so many people are arguing it, and then at the end of their arguments, they're like, "And I just really don't want Alabama to be in."
Yeah,
you know.
So Ohio State gets him. They actually get it at number 4, Ohio State or Alabama. Like if you were between those 2 teams,
Who I think is better?
Yeah,
I think Alabama's better.
Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I got extreme SEC bias, but like, dude, they got rolled. Ohio State got rolled.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like Michigan's quarterback, pretty decent, but he looked like a Heisman winner against Ohio State. Like, how do you let that happen? I don't know.
It's gonna be some so like
they got rolled. Like it wasn't even close.
They did at home.
At home.
It was close till the 4th quarter, but then they got rolled. I agree with you. But if I'm this team, Ohio State, and I've got C.J. Stroud, and I've got a group of receivers, Smith and Jigba's not playing. He's going pro, but still a very good group of receivers. And I just saw LSU put up 502 through the air with 2 different quarterbacks. Like, can you see a way Ohio State gives Georgia some of that trouble?
Nope.
Okay. What about 2-3 matchup then? Any way TCU can hang with Michigan?
Yeah, because I think Michigan's quarterback played out of his mind against Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, they had no player was deeper than 7 yards for Ohio State.
Yeah, dude, I think that's going to be a good game. I think that'll be a really maybe surprising to most. I think it'll be a really good game. I think, Michigan's going to come in fired up, but I mean, I said the S word. Whoopsies. Cough button. We're good. Mario gave me the thumbs up. Sorry, guys. It's early.
You've been doing this for 4 years.
Oh, I've been doing it for like 5.
And the one thing of all the dumb, what you just said word we've talked about on this show, I mean, just dumb stuff, which we love. We love. Michigan, TCU is the thing that gets you to say a naughty word.
I know it.
Next time, just play it off, bro.
Oh, yeah.
No, yes, to your point, but just doing this for as long as we have together.
I don't even think I said it real well.
No,
I think I said shoot.
Yeah, you did. I heard shoot.
Shoot or ship. Because they're going to the ship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Dugan.
Oh, dang it, Bobby.
All right. Let's just take a break. We'll take a break. More OTB, more flestering when we come back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
DonsvilleGlassandBody.com, Dontsville Glass and Body, DGBAuto.com. Your one-stop shop for all your vehicles needs, big or small, and everywhere in between. Oil change, new tires, tire rotation, glass repair, replacement. They got it all. And collision repair, we always tell you, man, there's nowhere better. Fantastic customer service as well. Like, it truly is. And I tell this story because it's factual. Before I got on OTB, wasn't even doing reads for Dontsville Glass and Body. They made it so incredibly easy for me. They met me at my house before I could even get there to pick up my vehicle. They take it to Dontsville Glass and Body. They're transparent throughout the entire process. They did not surprise me at the end with some huge bill, right? They told me exactly how much it was going to be, what I needed done to my vehicle. They got it done. Easy process. They're going to do that for you as well. DontsvilleGlassandBody.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the JimsFirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the JimsFirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $11,000 off MSRP plus 2.9% with 72 months on all new 2022 Ram Black Widow trucks in stock. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and free delivery. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou is going to do right by you.
Nearly half of children in foster care drop out of school. But you can rewrite that story. Change a child's story. Become a volunteer today.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz Winter Event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Former Tiger Glenn Logan will join us on the show. The latest from the transfer portal, and it's a Whiskey Wednesday. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Matt, when you were 25 years old, 25, what were you doing? 2010. I'll help you out there. You were born in 85. 2010.
What was I doing?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, 2010, winning Super Bowls.
Exactly. Third year in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
All right, so how about this? 2016, Lamar Jackson wins the Heisman Trophy. 2022, Stetson Bennett is a Heisman finalist. They were both born in 1997, which makes them 25 years old. 6 years apart. at the ceremony there in New York. It's
the Lamar thing is wild.
And now he was young, but how about that?
Yeah.
I didn't when I was 25, I was the same as you, going into my third year in the NFL.
I know, we were kind of old. I was 23 my rookie year, which was kind of old.
I mean, because, you redshirted.
Uh-huh.
I redshirted in middle school. I went to Evangel. So, I'm actually older than you, which is funny.
But, yeah, that is pretty wild. I mean, but he's not the first Heisman candidate or finalist to be super old.
Chris Winkie.
28, right?
Yeah, he played baseball before, so that's.
What's more wild is Lamar. Well, didn't he go to the league at 20? Was it 20?
Yeah.
Was his rookie year? He was 20 years old.
Because he would have been,
Probably never had a beer in his life because he couldn't. It's illegal.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
25. The part about 25 though, and I'm actually I'm a fan of Stetson
How did
Bennett.
Stetson get so old? What did he do?
Well, now.
I mean, I understand how people physically get old. I'm just saying, how did he get so old?
Well, now you just you redshirt and you have a COVID year and you're in your 6th year, and I don't know what class.
Do they still have gray shirts?
I don't. Yeah, they do, but I don't know what year anybody is. Like JT Daniels is going to his 4th school. I'm like, how? Yeah. How does he have eligibility? Because everybody gets an extra year, and that's how you get a 25-year-old. And again, I'm not hating on Stetson. Stetson's story's great. I think Stetson
Did he start as a walk-on? Is that
Yes.
the story? Yeah.
Walk on to Georgia, left, went to JUCO, got a scholarship, come back to Georgia.
Yeah.
So I love the story, and I think he's a good player. I truly do. Watching him in that game against LSU, he makes plays.
Absolutely.
But at 25 years old, in my 3rd year in the NFL, I knew a lot of football. Compared to when I was 21 years old.
Dude, if I could go back and play in college as a 24-year-old from 1 year playing in the NFL, then my draft position would have been a lot different, for sure.
Yeah,
that's just not me. Is that you learn so much in the NFL? You learn so much more. At least when we were playing, you learned so much more 3 months into the NFL than you did 3 years into college. Now you have to have that. You have to have that foundation laid to be able to soak in and take what you've learned from the NFL guys. You couldn't do that with it. You can't just go straight from high school to the NFL and learn that much. But as a player, I was 10 times better. Probably halfway into my rookie year than I was at any point.
Yeah, it was the same way.
Any point.
And I thought I knew pass protections. I was like, there's nothing you can throw at me. It's like, oh, just wait.
Yeah.
Right. And pass protections and just angles and and just so many, even small things. It's not even this major scale of things, just small things that helped me become such a better player because you knew already what you were going to face.
And it's all mental too. I mean, physically, you're not that much different. I mean, you're a little bit different.
You're playing against the same guys on Sundays that you played on Saturdays.
Yeah, you're just deciphering and you're understanding the why of everything instead of the what of everything. So you're doing physics when in college you're doing algebra. Did I get those math things right?
No,
didn't do
Physics is science.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can we get a
yes?
Can we get a check here? Physics.
Yeah, physics is a science. Yes.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, it is. I took it freshman year of high school. Yeah.
Mathematical science.
It's just science.
Just straight science.
Yeah. The physical.
All right.
The physics.
You looking like trigonometry, maybe?
Trig. Boom.
There you go.
Yeah, physics and trig.
All right.
I can
so
see how
you're
this would be
doing
confusing.
high level math. In college, you're doing low level math.
Oh, God, I love you.
Anyway,
for little moments like this,
you're thinking at a higher level, so you can let your physical gifts just kind of take.
And also, Stetson does have an OC. You know him, Todd Monken. He was receivers coach when we were at LSU.
I know him because I flashed to him 50 times during the game.
I was in the press box, so I didn't see that.
High-fiving the guy next to him. My hands had to hurt at the end.
He's
of the game.
been an offensive coordinator at the NFL level. So what can he take? Can he take anything, knowing he has a mature quarterback, a 25-year-old quarterback? Can he, in your opinion, implement some of the things that we learned in the NFL in our first couple of months to Stetson Bennett?
Yeah, I think the football IQ is so much different in college than when we were playing. I think that there's a lot of kids that that have more access to coaching early on in life and early in their football careers, because it's all kind of trickled down from the NFL to college to the high school level now to private coaches, personal coaches. Like, I mean, we saw it with Joe Burrow. He was an NFL player playing in college.
Yeah.
At towards the end of his career.
Yeah.
And he just got it a lot earlier than most people had it available to. But I think you're seeing that a lot more now. And, you know, Stetson playing year 9 in college, I mean, it helps, right? And especially with Monken. It's hard to explain to people, but I think you can see it probably in any phase of life, whether it's work or school or sports or whatever it is. Like, all of a sudden it just clicks and you don't realize it. And it's clicked, and all of a sudden something that used to be really hard is easy. And a lot of times for quarterbacks, that's when that clicks, it's deciphering defenses and understanding where the weak points are and just being able to go out there and play a game like it's practice. When that clicks, it just feels pretty darn good.
One of the things I always worry about with an NFL coach coming to college is you have all this knowledge, and can you find a way to communicate that to college players? Because
it's hard.
I mean, this is going to be a funny example. Like you and I, no, I'm not going to be that bad. You and I coached flag football together.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Terrible coaches.
Yeah, terrible, awful.
Mm-hmm.
Because like there's things that we know, but to implement them into flag football at that age, like it's hard for us.
It's a very extreme example, but like trying to teach 4- and 5-year-olds the simplest concept in football. Like, the hardest thing for us as a coach, this is the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Stand on it.
Yes.
And they're like, I don't see a line. Well, it's an invisible line, and it goes forever.
Yeah.
Just line up on it. And they're like, I don't see. Like, where is it? Like, what? The line of scrimmage, what's a scrimmage? I know what a line is.
Yeah.
What's an of?
Mm-hmm.
What's a scrimmage?
Mm-hmm.
So, like simple things. So, as what you're trying to get to is, like, Ken Monken from an NFL level or any NFL coach kind of, that's what makes great coaches great and good coaches good and bad coaches bad, is the ability to communicate and to make something easy to where somebody can learn it. It's the difference between a great teacher and a bad teacher, right? It's how can you communicate something very advanced to a simple level. And, Todd Monken's been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and I mean
he was receivers coach with us.
2005.
Then he went to I want to say the Jaguars, right?
Yeah.
And he was with the Jaguars for
a long time.
And he's been OCing at a high level for a long time.
Yeah, he was just up for the Broyles Award, which goes to the nation's top assistant. He didn't win the award, but he was up for it, and it helps when you have a 37-year-old quarterback that understands what you're trying to speak. So
the more I think about it, the more I'm pissed off.
Right,
it's not fair.
Sorry.
It's not fair.
Should have went to JUCO. Should have been
so
a walk-on.
He didn't play professional baseball in the minors for a couple of years.
No.
And then come back.
Nope.
He's just standard route.
Yep.
College.
Yep.
For like 9 years. Did he graduate high school at like 20?
I'll have to check that out.
Let's check that out.
Maybe he went to Shreveport Evangel.
He went to Shreveport Evangel route. I get it.
All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, go to Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org. The Bear household. T-Bob's been home for like 6 straight days. Can't imagine what that plumbing looks like. But if he does have an issue, you can call Central Plumbing. 225-925-8552 is the number. Now, obviously, during the holidays, panic a little bit if you have a situation pop up and you've had extra people probably in your house. The last thing that you want is to have a plumbing issue. So that number is 24/7. 24/7 means 24/7, even on holidays. So 225-925-8552. Also, check out their website, centralplumbing.org. Bathroom remodels at your place of business or at your house. Water heaters go tankless today. Never run out of hot water. I mean, it is a huge benefit if you have a family and you're trying to do everything at once. You never have to worry about it. Dishes, laundry, showers, all that at once. Never run out. centralplumbing.org.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
3 people walk into a bar. The first 2 order the same old margs. The third, Nuevo Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer. Crafted with real lime juice and a crisp tequila flavor. Topo Chico Margarita Hard Seltzer.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz winter event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz winter event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today.
Join me for the Wednesday evening edition of Game Time. We're live at the original Walk-Ons on Burbank, celebrating their brand new menu. That's Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday from Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 11:30 The Tiger.
How does this look?
Bubba Watson.
Button all the way up.
Yeah, very.
It's getting kind of popular right now.
Very Bubba Watson. I didn't say he was bad. Bubba Watson does it. That's where I know it from.
What do y'all think? Can I pull this off or no?
Let me see what camera's Flynn looking at too. Well, if you don't do your neck so awkward.
Yeah, fix your collar.
Whoa. Do the blue still look into the camera again?
Is that pretty good?
Oh, it's so good. If you're listening on the radio and not watching on YouTube, go back and click on the YouTube and go back to an hour and 39-minute mark.
So this shirt right here was from Costco. Shout out Costco.
I thought that was from My High.
We don't make shirts yet.
Not yet?
We buy our shirts. Oh. So I don't even think it was meant to be buttoned up all the way because I can't get the collar unwrinkled. Anyway, I'm going to work it out. I just want to see if I can pull it off. Yeah. I mean, I used to think he kind of looked goofy doing it, but now he kind of looks normal.
you have 1,000% made fun of me probably for doing something like that.
Do you wear collared shirts?
Nope. But if I did.
Yeah. You wear skinny jeans that
And?
look like they've been painted on, that if you had a quarter in there, I'd be able to tell if it was heads up or tails up.
Oh, I like that one. Usually it's like I can see how much change you have in your pocket.
No, I could see what year it was made.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like my pants tight.
Yep.
I do. Always have.
Costs
even
a
before
lot
it
of
was in
money to
vogue.
look that cheap. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm excited. Can I tell you why?
Physics?
Because of physics. Doing some math later. Getting my physics book out. We've kind of reverted back to our 6 to 8 p.m. show a couple times, but this one's serious.
Okay.
Because of an episode that we did, it inspired, I believe, Hollywood to make a movie loosely based on our show. Cocaine Bear.
We did a 3-hour show, or 2-hour show on meth gators.
Meth gators. And so if you watch the trailer for Cocaine Bear, I really encourage you to go to YouTube and watch the uncensored version. It looks like an incredible show, an incredible movie, and it's loosely based off a true story, which, sure, it could have been a real bear that did cocaine, but I believe it's based off Hanging with Hester, 68 meth gators.
Yeah. We were so excited to talk about meth gators.
Oh,
and then it went down a rabbit hole of like other animals that maybe took things they weren't supposed to take. This
Unbelievable.
It's
a real movie.
It's
and Hollywood made it.
This is factual. Like, this isn't a spoof.
Nope.
Did you say true story?
It's based on a true story.
Okay.
So the only thing I'm really disappointed at with Cocaine Bear is that Samuel L. Jackson's not in it.
Yeah.
Because he seems like he was in most movies.
He prefers snakes.
Snake, like this is like Snakes on a Plane to me. I saw that in the theaters. Incredible.
You did not.
I did. Me and Peter Dykowski went and saw Snakes on a Plane. It was great.
I mean, they made a full movie about a bear that is on cocaine.
Yep. And on the unedited version of the trailer, I don't know if I can say
Like,
this.
these are actors and actresses that I recognize.
Yeah, you've heard of these people. Yep.
And they did this movie.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a real movie. Can you imagine reading that script and being like, do you want this gig? Should I go read for this? Audition?
Yeah.
Who do you think's playing the bear?
Somebody, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, obviously. The Rock.
Oh, I'll have to check this out. This was I didn't have Cocaine Bear on the bingo card.
So he does, in the trailer, he actually does a line of coke off a severed arm. It's actually pretty funny.
Will you go see? Will you?
Right? Am I right? It's good. That's good. That's good television.
Will you? It's movies, not television. Will you go see the cinema? As Danny would say.
I hadn't seen a movie in the theater. Well, okay. Besides a child's movie, I have not seen a real human adult movie, and I don't even remember the last one I've gone to. I think it was before Huck was born, and he's 7.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even get out to see Top Gun, so I'm probably not getting out to see Cocaine Bear on IMAX. I'd love to.
Yeah, maybe
that would actually kind of fit.
So we got to talk about you not seeing Top Gun Maverick, but I will. We used to. Now T-Bob has since found a new group to go see movies with. We didn't make the cut, but we used to. We used to go see movies together. We saw 3? I think we saw 3 movies together, and we made it like an OTB outing. Cocaine Bear would be right up the OTB alley. Now, you just take T-Bob's spot because T-Bob, again, found a new group to go see movies with, but you could take a spot.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, we used to do shows like at different places, right? What do they call it?
Remotes.
Remotes. We could do a remote at the movie theater before we go see Cocaine Bear. I would like that.
I think after we see Cocaine Bear would be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Give a review.
We're going to be shooken up a little bit.
Yeah, we might give a review about Cocaine Bear.
That'd be good. I'd like that.
Yeah.
I already know what the review's going to be. It was awesome.
If you go 7 years without seeing a movie in the theater that wasn't a children's movie and you go see Cocaine Bear, that will be as Matt Flynn as anything ever. Just like physics being math.
Man, I don't think you can't not go see it in the theater, right?
I think you can. Are you doing air squats?
I am doing air squats.
All right. Yeah, this is off the rails like our show from 6 to 8 used to be.
Anyway, I wanted to mention that before we got off the rails and started talking about football again. That I'm really excited about Cocaine Bear.
That's fine.
We'll look at the trailer. It's awesome. It's humorous, hilarious, intense. So anyway, there we go.
What about Coach Prime? Are they going to be? He's in Colorado now.
Right.
We know the altitude. Are they going to be a My High team? Do we need to get that going?
We need to get that going. Get that campaign going.
Because they brought in Kent State's head coach, who was the fastest pace offense in all the group of 5, 4th overall.
That's right. They're going to need it.
Altitude. Teams
you
going fast.
For all of you going on ski trips this year, be sure to get some My High because altitude sickness can be helped, possibly prevented, by being properly hydrated. Stay healthy. Stay hydrated. Drink My High.
Well, I mean, I know you don't want to give the full list, but before the season,
Did you see my tweet yesterday? I tweeted it out.
Tweeted?
I tweeted.
Usually you only tweet responses.
I tweet in like spurts. Like sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm gonna tweet some stuff for a couple of days, and then I'll go a couple of months without doing anything. Yeah, I like to respond a little bit.
What'd you tweet?
I can't remember the exact stats, but I did tweet that basically, like all these people, there's so many professionals that get paid about like sports betting and like how to beat Vegas. It's simple. Like
I got it.
Bet on My High teams.
All right. Matt Flynn, sports betting is easy. Insider tip for next year. Division I programs that used Drink My High this season went 21-2-3 versus their preseason win total. I didn't know you had that many schools.
Boom. Kenny Powers.
I'll tell. Look,
boom.
Can I?
Boom. Boom. Boom.
I'll tell a story without saying the teams.
I probably shouldn't have said that because now I'm going to get kicked off of DraftKings.
Why?
Because I have insider
you have
information.
Yes. Yes.
But it's DraftKings, right?
It is DraftKings. It is. You listen. We appreciate that. DraftKings code word Baton Rouge. So we were having a conversation before the season, and I was like, dude, this team's going to smoke this other team. What are you talking about? Look at the records. Look at who they have coming back. And Matt just wrote back, yeah, but they're not on My High. And I'm like, this idiot. Like, what is he talking about? The team that was on My High won like 28-7 that day.
Yeah. So I looked at it a couple different ways. Like if they are actually reaching out to us and going through the steps of like getting a better product, that probably means they're doing extra stuff for the rest of their program as well. Getting extra everything else because they're doing the research to get like the best stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, they're doing the research to get the best of everything, whether it's food or training or rehab, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And that's how I looked at it. And it worked.
That's actually, did you actually do this?
Yes.
You bet on the overs on every one of them.
All the My High teams.
21-2-3.
Yep.
So that's why you had a smile on your face and a song in your heart when you walked in here today.
That's right.
That's some money.
Sorry about it. Sorry.
I'm going to get the list of teams when we take a
That's
break.
the problem. I can't really say that.
You can't, but you can tell me. We'll take a break. More OTV when we come back.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu. And like we tell you every single day, by the way, once you go to the website, you will see the amazing campus that they have here in Baton Rouge off Airline Highway. And we always tell you they got so many different things. And you'll see that on this video on the website, what they have available on the campus here. And even if you have something right now that you feel like is full-time and you can't get it done, that is not the case. Day and night courses, and only, right, Monday through Thursday. You get Fridays off there. So that's important. Like, they're going to work with your schedule. They're going to help you get to the finish line, even when you think that finish line is not attainable. They're going to get you there. So go ahead, go to the website, check out what they have to offer. And I always encourage you, pick up the phone and give them a call. The number 2 admissions to talk with someone that can help you realize your dream, 877-591-1070, 877-591-1070.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Every business is different, but B1 Bank knows that every business owner has similar needs. From streamlining accounts receivables to maintaining access to working capital, a trusted bank is your best asset for staying on top of day-to-day finances and planning for future business growth. At B1 Bank, I know I have access to commercial banking experts who care about the needs of my business and can guide me to accomplish my goals. B1 Bank knows that managing your business isn't simple, but they can help you make it uncomplicated.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7.
It's Hunt. Join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports talking college football, and Matthew Bruni of On 3 talking Tiger basketball. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Baker Mayfield on the move.
Perfect.
Got released by Carolina.
Sure, he'll do well.
Got claimed by the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep, they're doing good this year.
The worst offense in the NFL. 32nd.
I believe it. They stink.
Now, was this a move to bring Baker to L.A.? And reports are, by the way, he's going to play on Thursday. Like, what?
Yeah.
Or was this to block him from going to San Francisco? Because Jimmy G is going to be out 7 to 8 weeks. And now you got to go with Brock Purdy, who was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft.
Why? Just to be like Petty? They would block him?
Yeah. Tom Petty.
Or so they didn't have to see him in the NFC Championship.
No, I don't think the Rams have aspirations of being there this year.
See, that would
be
be my
petty.
Maybe. Being petty, I guess. Do they really hate him that bad? I thought the head coaches liked each other. I thought they were buds.
Maybe they are. I don't know. Doesn't mean the GMs are buds.
They probably did it just because they, don't have a quarterback. Wolfie?
Yeah, it's like Wolford.
Wolford?
Yeah.
It's Wolf. right?
Wolf.
Just Wolf. They also have Perkins and undrafted QB from
it's like Wolford or something.
Virginia, who they've been starting.
Wolf with an 8. Wolf's he's shown some stuff every now and then. But this year,
Yeah, Wolford. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's Wolford?
Yep.
Mario, you and I were on the same page.
Yep.
And I corrected you.
Jacob stinks.
What school did he play for?
Colorado State, easy.
Nevada, I don't know.
Yeah. Wake Forest. I believe he went to one of the secondary leagues, XFL, USFL. What was the other one?
The Alliance.
Yeah, I think he was in one of those leagues and played really well, and that's why he's in the NFL.
Yeah. Those usually work. Secondary leagues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. NFL Europe, I thought he played for a couple of years.
I would love to play in NFL Europe.
Ryan Fire.
Berlin Thunder.
Let's go.
Barcelona
Off the bench
Dragons.
with Hester and T-Bone.
We get it done with strength, commitment, dedication, grit.
We get it done
with passion for our fans
and love for our community. We are the Tigers.
Get it done.
Let the values of the purple and gold be in your starting lineup this season. And as always, get it done.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning, everybody. It is 9 a.m. on Wednesday, December 7th. Your government taco forecast in Baton Rouge expects sunny skies with a high of 83. Coming up on OTBOT, we talk Pelicans with ESPN's Andrew Lopez at 9:15. You can follow today's show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. OTBOT, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
All right, welcome in. Hour number 3 of OTB. Jake, Mario, and Danny here with you for another hour. Mario just told you Andrew Lopez is going to join us in about 15 minutes from now to talk about the Pelicans. And I'm actually, obviously this show, we talk a lot more Pelicans probably than any other show. It's something that we all enjoy. We love getting into those conversations. And it's a good basketball team. It's a really good basketball team. It's a basketball team that is doing what they're supposed to be doing. We're not sitting here, talking about a team that if they could stay healthy, because they've had injuries, but guys have stepped up. We're not talking about a team that's underachieved. A lot of guys have overachieved. A lot of guys are emerging. A lot of players on this team are developing, which I think is crucial for a team like the Pelicans. And the Pelicans tonight will host the Pistons, a 7-19 basketball team inside the Smoothie King Center. Now, in years past, the Pelicans have had a game like this. I believe, actually, it was the Pistons that were a joke. He was there last year, the year before. It was like, oh, they're playing the Pistons. They're going to lose. The Bulls kind of fall into that category as well. But now you expect the Pelicans to go out there and win a basketball game like this. They're 10.5-point favorites. This is a team that is only continuing to get better, and it's exciting. And for all the people that don't know anything about New Orleans, that say it's not an NBA city, when the Pelicans are giving a good product, and I'm a full believer, don't ask people to come to the arena if you're going to put a subpar product out there on the court. That's really any team, but certainly in a mid-market like you have in New Orleans, a small market basketball team. It might not even be mid-market basketball team, right? Well, the Pelicans are giving fans something to show up for, even against teams that are bad basketball teams, young basketball teams like the Pistons. There's going to be people in that building, and that is very, very exciting for Pelicans fans and for all of us, right? Even you're going to have, I think Herb and B.I. are both going to probably still be out tonight, correct, Mario?
Yeah, it looks like it. Neither one of them are practicing as of yesterday, so yeah, probably not.
All right, so those guys are out, and in years past, it's oh, well, you're going to lose to a bad basketball team. But again, guys are stepping up, and guys are making plays. And Jose Alvarado's out there scoring 30-plus points, right? He's making the most out of his minutes. And we've talked about all the players on this roster that when they've had to, they've made the most out of it. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see. I mean, you have players that I don't know if the casual NBA fan would know, but certainly in the NBA circles, they're being talked about. They're being talked about because of what they're doing on the court, what they're doing as far as developing, what they're doing as far as when they get their opportunity, they're going out there and they're making the most of it. When I was in Atlanta for the SEC championship game, obviously there's a bunch of different people that cover different sports that are there. They know that our show is on in New Orleans. They know that T-Bob enjoys talking about the Pelicans. Mario enjoys talking about the Pelicans. And the players that they wanted to talk to me the most about, Jose Alvarado was one, Dyson Daniels was probably two, and Trey Murphy was the third. Think about that. You have national media members that watch basketball, follow basketball. And this isn't disrespect to any of the starters, like Zion and Herb and B.I. and C.J., great basketball players, right? But they realize what the Pelicans are doing. They're realizing what the depth looks like on this basketball team. And Jose played at Georgia Tech, so maybe that's some of that. But Dyson Daniels and what he's doing, and Trey Murphy. I mean, Trey Murphy, and Mario, you can hop on here. Trey Murphy, from year 1 to year 2, you would have to go do some deep dive, maybe into some analytics about from year 1 to year 2, but I don't know that a player's made a bigger jump. Off the top of my head, I cannot tell you a player from year 1 to year 2 that has a bigger jump than what Trey Murphy's done.
100%. He's shown that he's more than just a shooter, like really good off the dribble, a really good defender. And remember, he didn't even really play that much last season until the very end and into the playoffs. So I think Willie Green's done a really good job. He's definitely built on his game. And you could say that about all three of the second-year players. Like Herb Jones' numbers are better than they were as a rookie. You saw what Alvarado did the other night. And I always say Trey Murphy has the highest ceiling out of the three. So you do have a really nice blend of veterans and then young veterans to go with the really young players, the Dyson Daniels. So that is a complete team.
And so this team is getting valuable minutes for players that otherwise probably wouldn't have these minutes. And I think it is valuable because down the stretch, what Mario's talking about, in the playoffs, you need the extra players. You need the bench players because the playoffs, it's a grind in the NBA. It's very long in the NBA. And you're going to have injuries. You're going to have guys get nicked up. And you're going to need guys that have had key moments here. I mean, this is a roster. There's some players like I don't know what you do with them because you have a surplus of players. Now you have to be careful. You don't want to give up somebody that you might need down the road. But like Kyra Lewis, like I don't know what happens to Kyra Lewis because right now, obviously at the point, it's CJ, it's Jose Alvarado, it's Devontae Graham, and then it's Kyra Lewis. I think Kyra Lewis is a basketball player that has some value. When you look at Jackson Hayes, it's Valanciunas, and then it's Larry Nance. And you have Willie that would slide right in there. He could be your third center like Jackson Hayes. Like Mario, you have a surplus of players. Now you have still a really nice treasure chest of draft choices as well. Did the Pelicans make a move, continue to get some picks?
I think this season, honestly, they could make a move, but I think they're going to stand pat. Like, everybody on the team knows that they can contribute one way or another. And Willie Green, when he's been talking about this kind of thing, has said when guys are out, they don't threat. You know, they get excited because somebody's going to get an opportunity. Somebody's going to get more minutes than they normally would. And the Pelicans are second in the West right now, 15-8, the hottest team in the league right now, arguably. And they've done most of it not at full strength this season. Like B.I., CJ, and Sion have only played together in 9 games out of the 23. And they're 6-3 in those 9 games, which is encouraging. But the depth on this team is apparent. You could make the argument that this is the deepest team in the NBA.
And it's showing on the court. 15-8 is their record. They're second in the West, only a half game behind the Phoenix Suns.
Who they play this weekend. They could pass them up.
9-3 at home this year. They're on an 8-2 run in their last 10. When you look across the NBA, they would have, I believe, the 5th best record because you have 3 teams in the East, Boston, Milwaukee, and Cleveland that would be ahead of you. But this team has not been healthy. This team has had to patch it together as far as their rotation and who they've started. But it's gotten guys experience. It's gotten guys in a position where they've had to step up. And a guy like Dyson Daniels, it's been accelerated. I remember, Mario, we were talking whenever he was drafted, and I think all of us were excited because of the athletic ability that he had. But I was like, hey, you can slow play this. He doesn't have to play right away. He's going to be a guy that, he might not see the court in year 1. Well, now he's had to. It's been accelerated, and he's kind of thrived. Like, you're talking about a guy that was going to be a project, and the minutes are going to fall back. Like, this is valuable experience for him, and it hasn't been too big for him.
No, and he's going to play his way into more minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he's already one of the best defenders on the team. You can argue he's maybe the best on-ball defender not named Herb Jones. It's similar to Trey Murphy. Like, we've talked about this kind of thing in the past. Trey, early on in his rookie season, didn't get the minutes, but when he was out there, you saw that he was the best shooter. Eventually, he will need those minutes. You see the same thing with Dyson Daniels, and some people recently have even compared him to Alonzo Ball, similar skill set, really long, getting better as a jump shooter. He has a really good future, and I think he will play a bigger role as his rookie year goes on.
Are you talking about on-ball defender? What do you need in the playoffs? What do you got to stop? Today's NBA, you got to stop not 1 star player on a team typically. It's 2 star players, maybe 3 star players. So in the playoffs, when you need to stop someone, it can be for a last-minute possession. It can be for a second half if the guy that's guarding him is not getting it done. And so you can see a rotation where, Herb and Dyson, they're out there at the same time. And obviously you have other defensive pieces that you can place in there. And that's what look, it's crazy. I know it's crazy. That's what a deep roster can do for you. That's what depth can do for you. It creates matchups. And you can have the advantage in those matchups if you have the pieces to go to. And this roster was put together with things like that in mind. And we're sitting here, we're talking about the number 2 team right now in the Western Conference that has a deep roster, that has had injuries, been able to overcome those injuries to not just pieces, but some cases the pieces. CJ, BI, Zion, all have missed time. And you're still out there at a 15-8 record. It's a lot of fun. It's been a young team, a hungry team, and Willie Green has this team completely bought in. We talk about it with college football and what Brian Kelly's been able to do at LSU. You only have 2 players in the portal. You have a player that decided not to go to the NFL. It's like, that's a culture. That's a culture there that is very healthy. The Pelicans have one of the healthiest cultures in the NBA. Hell, you might argue they have the healthiest culture in the NBA. Think how wild that is to say. The Pelicans might have the best culture. I'm not saying the best team. There's teams right now that are still better than them. But as far as cultures, it's like the Milwaukee Bucks have a great culture. Like, it's probably them in the East and you in the West. And that is something that I just never thought we'd have the ability to talk about. It's been a lot of fun to talk about. In fact, let's go ahead and continue that conversation when we come back. Andrew Lopez, who covers the team for ESPN, is going to join us to talk Pels when we come back here on OTB.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've got that blue sky. I've got that sunshine.
There's nothing better than tailgating, but it can be a lot of work. So why do it yourself when you don't have to? Let Revelry Sports and Entertainment set up your luxury tailgate on campus. Order what you want and just show up to party. Book your tailgate today at revelryteam.com. Revelry Sports, the official tailgate partner of LSU Athletics.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution. A network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests.
Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Wednesday's Hump Day AFR, presented by Pluckers. Former Tiger Glenn Logan will join us on the show. The latest from the transfer portal, and it's a Whiskey Wednesday. Join us, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Louisiana. Murder on the beat. Something for y'all to cut up to, you know? Yeah. Everybody get your roll on. I know shorty and she doesn't want no slow song.
OTB, OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, welcome back into OTB. Just talked about the Pelicans in the last segment. Want to continue that conversation. To do so, Andrew Lopez, NBA reporter for ESPN, joins us. Andrew, man, it's been a while. How you doing? Thanks for hopping on.
I'm good, man. Glad to be back. Shout out to T-Bob and the family. I guess this is a good excuse to miss a couple of shows. So we'll let him slide for this one.
Yeah, we are very excited for our guy T-Bob. He'll be back, I believe, tomorrow. But yeah, as far as excuses go, we'll let this one slide as he welcomes Quad Bob into the world. So we're all excited about that here and excited to talk Pelicans. And Andrew, you covered this team for a long time. I mean, how different does it feel now? And last year probably to some extent, but just how different does it feel covering this team than the ones that you covered in the years past?
Look, just a year ago, let's just go back to a year ago. I mean, they were 3-16. I think at this point, somebody pointed out the other day, a year ago yesterday, Jose, Trey Murphy were both on G League assignments.
Yeah.
And now, Jose's dropping 38. We were 2 points away. We were a blocked layup away from Jose Alvarado having a 40-point game before Zion Williamson did. It was just one of the crazier things to watch. And just overall, what they have kind of done to turn this thing around. The CJ trade kind of helped so much. Obviously, Larry Nance comes in that. I think that kind of part is you can sometimes kind of forget that he was in that deal.
Yeah.
It's just been quite the turnaround for Griff to kind of get the pieces right, and credit to Willie Green, because it's not just getting those pieces right on the floor. Like you had CJ, you added Larry Nance. Not much else has changed from a year ago at this point. I mean, you're just figuring out different lineups. You're figuring out how to play. You're switching more. Your defense has been tremendous. I don't think anybody thought that. I asked CJ that the other day, and CJ's like, "Do you think we would be third?" And I was like, "No, CJ, I didn't. I don't think anybody did."
Right.
So just it's been fun to watch.
And Andrew, being in locker rooms, I understand, like, you can have good guys in the locker room, but if you're trying to get on the court, get on the field, whatever it is, there's a competition. You can resent your teammates sometimes, and it's up to the head coach to be able to make sure that doesn't creep into the locker room. And also credit Willie for that, because this is a deep team. This is a team that plays a lot of different players. And from the outside looking in, it looks like when that player does well, the other players, they're as happy as anybody in the arena. Like, that is very hard to build, but the culture of this New Orleans Pelicans team is the thing that stands out the most to me.
Billy Hernangomez was the MVP of Eurobasket this summer. You know, a competition that had Luka and Giannis and all these big stars. Jokic played. Billy was the MVP.
Yeah.
He is getting no minutes right now. You know, he played the other night, and, you know, the team is happy as can be for him. And he'll say it. Look, hey, man, I want to play. I wish I could play every game. You know, but, you know, coach has to do what coach has to do.
Right.
Willie even joked about it the other night. He was like, yeah, man, every time I look down the bench, I see these eyes looking up at me, like a little kid, like, coach, hey, coach, you got me? I can play right, coach.
Yeah.
And he's like, but that's where it is. And he understands, like, hey, look, that's where it's going to be right now. And, 1 through 15, I think, even going down to Garrett Temple, like, all these guys know what their role is, right? I mean, G-Temp's been in the league a long time, making it off of 10-day contracts. And he understands his role now is, I got to be the vet. I got to be the guy who comes in and gives spot minutes if needed. And he has accepted it. He has embraced it. And I'm telling you we're now back in the locker rooms. We haven't been in the locker rooms since COVID.
Right.
And those guys love him. He's the guy in the locker room to everybody's the guy in the locker room. It's kind of weird when you have 15 the guys, but everybody is on the same page. And it's just, like you kind of said, it's rare to see everybody just being on that page, even if you're not getting minutes.
Yeah, and you have to have that, Andrew, because we were talking about before you came on, like you're going to get in the postseason, and there's going to be a team where you have to have maybe a defensive mindset in your lineup. And this is a Pelicans team that can go defensive with their lineup. And Dyson Daniels and his growth and development, and Jose, obviously, what he can do defensively, and what Herb certainly can do defensively. Like, you have to stay engaged because it might be your time in the biggest times down the road. It might not be a playoff game. Maybe it's a game to get a better seeding in the playoffs, whatever it might be. And if you have an engaged team and they know that at some point you're going to need them, I mean, that's you can't put a price on that.
No, and they are. You see it with Dyson coming in and playing big minutes. You see it with her. I mean, they can play some defense-heavy lineups, and I think this might be a record, but I'm going to mention Zion for the first time in this interview. He's been really good on defense.
Yeah.
He's been good on that end. He has been good when they've gone to these switchable lineups with Larry Nance. He has not been a defensive liability on the floor. And it just all kind of works. And to the previous point, I just thought about this from the other night. Perfect example of guys just being happy for each other. Devontae Graham came in, signed a 4-year, $48 million contract, whatever it was supposed to kind of be this, the starter in the lineup when they signed him last year. Mm-hmm. He was going to replace Lonzo. And the idea was have Z have the ball in his hands. Devontae was going to play off him, get open shots, hit the open shots. Well, no Z last year. He has turned into more of a traditional point guard. Didn't exactly work. They go out to make the trade for CJ. And Jose Alvarado shows up and just completely outplays his two-way status, earns himself a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
And still outplays him. 38 points the other night for Jose. Devontae is in the hallway. Devontae's entire family is in the hallway. Devontae's entire family stops Jose from going into the press conference so they can take pictures with him.
Yeah.
This is a guy who is taking your family members' minutes. And they're like, no, we still want to talk to him. Devontae then walks Jose into the press conference room, kind of like acts like a little full security.
Yeah.
Hey, you need any water? You good? You want to sit down? Hey, everybody, look, Jose's good. Jose, like, this is a guy who's took your job.
Right.
He's taking your minutes. And that's how they're reacting to each other. And I think that kind of just goes back to, like I said, the previous one to show how close this team is right now.
Yeah, that is great to hear. Catching up with Andrew Lopez here on OTB. And you can tell, watching the games, even from afar, that this team is built in a way in which doesn't happen very often. The chemistry in that locker room is fantastic. Hey, I want to ask you about the development of a player because we were talking about this as well before you came on. I can't really think of a player from year 1 to year 2 that has made a bigger jump, and that is Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy is somebody – last year he had his moments, certainly in the playoffs, where he helped the team. He was not a liability by any means on the court. But you're talking about a completely different player now here, Andrew, in year 2.
Look, and I'll mention, a year ago yesterday, Trey Murphy was in the G League.
Yeah.
Trey Murphy got sent to the G League in March. He was getting sent down in right before the playoff push to get more minutes. Jackson was getting the 4 minutes ahead of Trey last year. And then he gets into the playoffs and he hits some shots, and those were big moments for him because I think it helped it click.
Yeah.
It helped him realize, okay, this is what I need to do. And he's really kind of got this mentality now of like, look, I'm gonna let it fly. And I'll tell you what, his dad gets on him and he'll tell him, you catch it, if you got a room, go. Willie Green tells him the same thing. You catch it and you got to look, shoot it.
Right.
And he's doing that. And whether that's from 30 feet, he's letting it go. And then the other part is now he just wants to dunk on everybody. He wants to be in the dunk contest. We were joking a lot from the other day about whether he wants to be in the dunk contest or the 3-point contest. I think he wants a dunk contest. He was practicing some dunks yesterday after practice. And he just, again, kind of, put his head down and just kept going. And he knew what they needed from him. And he just worked on it. And I think him being on the court with Zion is just perfect because, look, we all know how Z is. And if Z's got the ball in his hands, he's just going to continue to push. And when he gets into the lane and the defense collapse around him, if Trey's sitting out there, you can't help that much off of Trey or he's going to let it go. And if Trey can start hitting it from 28, 29, 30 feet like he has been consistently, 3, 4, 5 feet behind the 3-point line, I mean, that just makes this offense even more dangerous.
Now, what makes it interesting, if Trey Murphy ends up in the dunk contest, I have to imagine he would be the first player ever to lead the NBA in free throw percentage and also be in the dunk contest in the same year.
I would probably so. We were telling him the other night he needs to do both. Zion told him, he's like, yeah, man, if you want to be one of the greats, you got to go win both. He's like, I don't know about winning both. I don't know about doing both the same night. He's like, kind of want a little bit off. Because Larry was joking when he's like, man, do the dunk contest. You jump 4 times. That's it.
It's true.
It's like, oh, that's kind of a simple way to look at it, but I guess you got to be really creative with your 4 jumps. But it just goes like to show, like this team, they're joking with each other, they care about each other all the way. I mean, it's just it's been so fun to watch, and the fact that Trey is in that position. I'll tell you what, Trey is probably the happiest player that Brandon Ingram has not played in the last 5 games. Not because of his minutes, but because he gets to shoot the technical free throws now when he's on the court.
Yes.
If Brandon's on the court, I guess it was the last game before Brandon, maybe the last home game before Brandon got hurt. There was a technical free throw, and you mentioned Trey's one of the best free throw shooters in the NBA statistically, right there at the top.
He's a top, yeah.
He tries to take the tech, and Brandon's on the court, and Brandon literally he pushes. He's like, no, this is mine. We asked Brandon after the game. He's like, he'll never shoot a tech as long as I'm on the court. So
that's right.
Again, even in moments like that, they're playing around with each other, and I think Trey's been a little happy that he's got probably 4 or 5 extra shots here in the last week or 2.
Oh, I love that, man. Andrew, before we let you go, you got the Pistons tonight. A couple of players going to be out for the Pelicans. Kind of give our listeners maybe a little preview of what you expect to see inside the Smoothie King Center tonight.
Yeah, Brandon out with the bruised toe. Herb doubtful with the sprained ankles. I wouldn't think that he's going to be there. He'll probably come back, I think, Friday against Phoenix. And then Devontae's questionable with another sprained toe. A sprained great toe. I've never heard of a great toe before last week.
Which one is that?
It is your big toe.
All right.
Which is why I refuse to write great instead of write big every single time.
Yes.
Even Willie Green joked about it because I never heard of a great toe.
It's
always been a big toe to me.
Yeah.
So those 3 guys out for the Pels. It's but I mean that's really the same lineup you've kind of been throwing out there. And, Detroit is coming off of a game last night, so they're on a back-to-back. This is a game you absolutely first of all, they're one of the worst teams in the East record-wise. They're going to fight hard. They're going to compete. That's just what Dwayne Casey teams are going to do. However, this is a game you're supposed to win, and it doesn't matter who is out there on the floor. This is one of those ones that, frankly, when they're coming off of a back-to-back in Miami, you probably should have a lot of guys resting in the fourth quarter tonight. But we'll see how it goes.
All right, there he is, Andrew Lopez, covers the NBA for ESPN. Good enough to join us here on OTB. Andrew, great stuff as always. We appreciate you hopping on with us this morning.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, Andrew, one of the best, _Andrew_Lopez on Twitter, has everything Pelicans covered from top to bottom. All right, to end today's show, we got a couple segments left. When we come back, Would You Rather Wednesday. Get those questions inside the Bayou Forward chat. And then, of course, like we do every day, Ask the Bench to finish up today's show. We'll have that for you when we come back. It's OTB.
OTB, OT.
Go to GEAUXroof.com, GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300 is the number. 927-8300 is the number. And you go there, you're going to get a beautiful new roof every shingle time. Call them up. When they answer the phone, hit them with the roofs. And then be like, hey, but seriously, I need you to come out and see what's going on with my roof. And they're going to be like, all right, cool. It's really easy to schedule a time. And then guess what? It's free to get that estimate. That's right, a free professional estimate. It costs you nothing for them to come out of your home. Once the work begins, right, you make a fully informed decision. Then once the work begins, everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. They offer a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. I tell you about it every day, right? Because I want to reinforce that Go Roof is just about the customer, okay? They're about maximizing the community's roofing needs, and they stand by their work before, during, and after the process. Go to GEAUXroof.com. Go Roof!
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
Do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue guys. For those who are born.
Join me for the Wednesday evening edition of Game Time. We're live at the original Walk-Ons on Burbank, celebrating their brand new menu. That's Game Time, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday from Walk-Ons on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
But we are two worlds apart. Can't reach to your heart when you say that I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Am I?
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
All right, welcome back in. I'm not complaining. BSB, Danny has a smirk on his face. I think he thought that he was going to play that and people were going to blame Mario, but I think it backfired. Kind of a banger.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys are some legends.
I mean, they're on that commercial right before we popped on here, Danny.
No, the commercial inspired me. That's why I played it.
All right, it is Wednesday, so we can't push this back to tomorrow. So let's go ahead and do a little Would You Rather Wednesday.
Okay, which would you rather be?
Now, what superpower would you rather have?
The question is, would you rather date the blind or the deaf?
Would you rather drown or be burned alive?
Would you rather be overpaid or underrated?
Rather you just said thank you and went on your way.
Would you rather have Mariah Carey bust into your room randomly throughout the night playing All I Want for Christmas Is You, or have the Grinch steal all your things?
Give me Mariah.
Danny, Mariah? Yes, thumbs up, Mariah. Yeah, I don't want my stuff stolen. I've had that happen before. It's not fun. It takes a lot of time. I don't like the song as much as Mario does, but getting the Christmas spirit, I guess I could deal with it.
At the risk of sounding dumb, I kind of just learned last weekend that song came out in the mid '90s. I thought it came out in like 2011.
Oh no. I was I think I was a teen. I was at Ridgewood Middle School, I think, when that song came out. So yeah.
Jeez. Well, it has not always been this popular.
It goes in waves. It definitely goes in waves. It's been popular for a while though. Would you rather, I like this one, eat ice cream in a cold tub or drink hot cocoa in a hot tub?
I think hot cocoa in a hot tub. That sounds fun.
Have you ever done, either one of you, an actual like cold tub for recovery?
I did when I played for Brother Martin. They used to put.
Was it like trash cans and ice?
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing.
And you had to share it with somebody in many cases.
Yeah. Well, we used to, like in high school, we had just the big Rubbermaid trash can, and that was it. And then obviously once you go, like LSU has like an actual cold tub where you can have multiple people there at once. In training camp, they have like cold tubs laid out, and it's basically a big Rubbermaid that, like you're talking about, Mario. It's miserable. It's not fun. It's something you have to do for recovery, but I hate it. I hate every single moment. When I first got to API training for the combine in Scottsdale, like you had to get neck deep for like just a crazy amount of time to try to recover, and it was miserable. It was the thing that we all hated the most. So I'm gonna go hot cocoa in a hot tub.
Sounds good. Yeah, that sounds miserable.
Let's see. Would you rather play for the Cleveland Browns or play for the Sacramento Kings?
The Kings all day. The Kings are doing really good right now. They might actually make the playoffs. And I was kind of critical of them hiring Mike Brown, who's been a recycled coach many times in the NBA. But those guys are off to a good start. They're having fun in Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, the Kings have had moments at least. I mean, when the Kings had Jason Williams and Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, Hedo Turkoglu, Peja, Doug Christie, Mitch Richmond. I mean, they've had some players and some times in their past. The Browns are the Browns, and they have the worst uniforms, and you have to live in Cleveland. Would you rather have Santa use your bathroom Christmas night after eating a bad batch of cookies or accidentally run over Frosty the Snowman in front of a group of orphans? Oh.
Run over Frosty. Just rebuild him.
Yeah, just rebuild him. He's fine. And if he's like made of plastic, it's fine. Just stand him back up. It's going to be okay. The orphans won't mind. Would you rather do a 100-foot cliff dive or field a punt in the NFL and you cannot fair catch it? Good one from Todd. I'm cliff diving. No, I'm just kidding. I've returned punts, but every time I returned them, I was told, do not dare try to return this one. You don't have that in your repertoire, so fair catch it. So I don't have experience there. I've taken a lot of football hits. I'm used to that. I'll probably just catch the punt.
Yeah, give me the punt all day. I've been hitting on a football field before, gotten up. I would do it again. All good.
Yeah, being hit by Jesuit players and being hit by the Pittsburgh Steelers, a little different.
Fair.
A little different, but I guess I see what you're saying.
I would try my best to just catch the ball. If I get lit up, I get lit up. But I need to at least catch the ball. Unlike the people that do the cash catch at the Saints games at halftime, they always get lost in the sauce. I would at least catch that thing.
All right. Would you rather spend the night with Mario in an abandoned mansion or French kiss T-Bob for 5 minutes after he ate garlic bread?
Ooh, boy.
Why can I smell T-Bob's breath right now, even though he's not here? I'd spend the night, actually, probably, with Mario.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I like my chances against you.
All right.
I know that there'd be some things that I'd have to watch out for. Danny shaking his head yes, but I think I'd be okay there. 5 minutes with T-Bob, that's a long time, especially after he's eating garlic bread. Would you rather have toes for fingers or fingers for toes?
Toes for fingers?
No, man. What are you picking up?
Well, how are you going to walk? You're going to be all unbalanced.
Yeah, you just walk like a platypus. You just walk like you have on scuba gear, I think. You got to have your fingers.
Fair. I'd find a way to get by. Just hit stuff.
Would you rather listen to Scone and Tea for 8 hours a day or Whiskey and Wine for 8 hours a day?
I've never listened to Scone and Tea, honestly. Whiskey and wine can be fun sometimes. I'd probably go whiskey and wine.
I have 4 children. T-Bob and Matt do a great job. I hear a lot on both, but I also hear it's not safe for work. So I've not listened to either one. Danny, do you have one or the other? Scone and Tea or Whiskey and Wine? Let me get his microphone.
I've never listened to either one, but
wow, big company guy, Danny. At least give an excuse, make up one like that.
Whiskey wine, sure.
Would you rather fulfill your biggest wish or resolve your biggest regret? Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's some deep stuff.
Look, I mean, I don't really. I'm gonna sound like. Listen to this, dude. I don't have like a ton of regret in life. I've been very fortunate and blessed and had a lot of great people around me. And my wife makes it where I don't have a lot of, hard issues in my life. I'm going to say fulfill my biggest wish more than regret.
I would say I do have some regrets in my life. And honestly, yesterday when we were listening to Eddie George in the interview you were doing, and he was talking about the decisions you make when you're young, that kind of spoke to me. But that being said, I would rather fulfill my biggest wish. In life, you need to move forward. You can't move back. So I would go with that option.
Yeah, we know what Danny's wish would be, and we can't say it here on air. Would you rather your high school football son be compared to Barry Sanders or Earl Campbell? Oh, another great question. The chat's on fire today. God, Earl Campbell ran. I mean, the physicality that Earl Campbell ran with. I mean, Barry might be the best to ever do it. He was so unique in what he did. I don't think my body could produce someone that had the moves like Barry. I have confident. Well, I don't know. I mean, Memphis is out there taking ankles. Earl Campbell. I mean, who am I kidding? I mean, my life motto is based off grit, so too gritty to be pretty. So I'm going to go Earl Campbell.
Fair enough. I'd probably go Barry Sanders. He was freaking electric. Kind of wish he played in this era just to see how he would fare.
He'd actually probably fit like really well.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, like, could he catch the ball? Like, I don't even know because they didn't throw to backs back then. But if he could, if he could halfway catch the football, like he would be just completely. He'd be I mean, there's not even comparable. I mean, what he was doing, I mean, nobody else did it that way. Let's see. Would you rather Alabama or USC win the next 3 national championships?
Ooh, that's tough.
Look, the Alabama deal, like they've already done it.
Mhm.
So it's like if they continue to do it, would much change? Like adding a new power to the system. If USC rolled off 3 in a row, like I think that would make it worse for LSU. So I'm thinking of this in LSU terms. Like if Alabama did it, like Alabama's done that before. Like they've rolled off national championships in a row. So I don't think it would change what happens here in Baton Rouge as much if USC did it.
I agree 100%. I don't care for Alabama, but I respect them. I respect Nick Saban. I do not feel that way about USC. So hopefully they do not become good soon.
All right, let's see if I can get a couple more here. Can't ask that one.
Got a lot of those today.
Yeah, a ton of them, and I'm starting to read them, and I can't go through them. Would you rather NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay. Danny, NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
Backstreet Boys.
Oh, wow. That's a surprise. I thought for sure. I mean, NSYNC. I mean, I think I'm going NSYNC here, even though, 98 degrees. I mean, come on. I mean, PB calls me the 99th degree, so maybe I'd go there. But I think I'm going NSYNC over Backstreet Boys here in this scenario. Oh, I've got one that I think y'all would appreciate. Would you rather, in a championship game scenario, Cam Newton, Joe Burrow, or Danny Warfel? We got this one on SEC Network this weekend.
Championship game scenario, give me Joe Burrow. He's just Joe Cool. I know he's going to come through. Whenever we have this argument and they say who had the best college season of all time as far as a quarterback, I say Cam Newton, not Joe Burrow, just because Joe Burrow had a better team around him. But for this case, if I had one situation, one game I need to win, I'm going Burrow.
What if we substitute Peyton Manning for Joe Burrow to take the LSU bias out of it? Peyton Manning in college, Cam Newton.
Give me Cam. Give me Cam. 2010 Cam was unlike anything I've ever seen, man. Him running away from Patrick Peterson in that game against LSU, like Peyton Manning's great. Maybe it's recency bias for me, but I'm taking Cam.
All right, last one here. Would you rather marry your most unstable ex or your least attractive ex?
Oh, my God.
So least attractive or the one that's just not stable at all? I know where Danny's going. He's going with the unstable one.
Least attractive.
I don't know. I mean...
You can maybe
no, crazy's bad crazy. Some crazy's good crazy. I don't know, it keeps you interested. I think I'm going unstable here. Danny, unstable? Sorry, I know I'm making you walk over the microphone there.
Yeah, but what if your least attractive is still attractive?
What a Danny answer. Oh, my least attractive is at least an 8.
Moving the goalposts like crazy.
I mean, I've never seen proof.
Nor have I.
Nobody's ever really seen proof of what Danny talks about. I see pictures of wine and steak. I've never seen actual proof of other humans being
There's
there.
always a plate for the other person that's there, but I never see the other person.
I think he gets the restaurant to set up the plate.
I cannot put them on social because there's only 2 girls in past that I've done it for, and they know who they are, and that's because they deserved it. But other than that, I can't do it.
I'm starting to
Can't be giving out free clout.
I know. I'm starting to think that you just put plates out there. You get the restaurant to put some food on there. It's for you, and you act like it's somebody else. I'm just saying. All right, it's going to do it for Would You Rather Wednesday. Great stuff inside the chat today, all day. Not just Would You Rather Wednesday, but really good questions. I do want to remind you before we take a break, go to RejuveMeMedical.com, 225-230-4201. If you've got something going on, you're not feeling right, and you think they can help you, chances are that they can help you because they've helped so many in the past. It's quick. It's simple. It is easy. Just go have that conversation with them. RejuveMeMedical.com. Again, 225-230-4201. We're going to wrap it up with Ask the Bench when we come back.
OTB. OT.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. It is the perfect time. Check out the per day rental prices over at All-Star. You've got a lot of things coming up. You either are going out of town for the holidays, maybe you're going to your in-laws' house, maybe you're going to your brothers, your sisters, whatever the case might be, and maybe you have Christmas gifts in the back, right? You got your family, you need something bigger. Go rent a Toyota today. Maybe you've got more family coming into town. You've got your in-laws coming into town. You got your family coming into town. Your vehicle currently now is not big enough to hold everybody. Go get you a Sequoia, a Sienna for a week or two, whatever it might be. Maybe you're going to Orlando for the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl to go check out LSU versus Purdue. Save miles on your vehicle. Maybe you need something smaller for that trip. Maybe it's just you and one other person. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're going Han Solo. Whatever it is, they've got you covered. Check out the per-day rental prices, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
My dad just really enjoyed his life, and he enjoyed smoking cigars and thought he was invincible. My stepdad quit smoking, and he really felt like he was in the clear. Sorry. I wish they would have been screened annually. It's not just you affect, it's your entire family.
For more information on Ochsner's free smoking cessation program and to see if you qualify for early lung screenings, visit ochsner.org/quit.
Want more customers? Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers. Visit us online at runningboardsmarketing.com so we can drive your message to where the people are.
Winter can be magical. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is here, and there's no better time to check out our new Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge inventory. We have the vehicles that can make your holiday extraordinary. See all the latest technological features on the newest models during our Mercedes-Benz Winter Event. Shop our best of the best award-winning dealership. Visit mbobr.com.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Hunt. Join me 1 to 3 on Wednesday. JD Piquel of On 3 Sports talking college football, and Matthew Bruni of On 3 talking Tiger basketball. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Commissioner.
OTB, OT, with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Ask the Bench, brought to you by Coors Light, Vizzy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Sorry, I was trying to read one to make sure I could read it on air. I think I can. If I get to a place where I can, I'll stop. We have time for one. Would your wife be okay if she knew you were listening to OTB and posting in the chat while in the delivery room, probably less than an hour out from giving birth? My current situation. Go south. That is a dedicated listener. We appreciate having you. You just got to be there for the moment. And when the moment happens, you're going to be ready to go. So we appreciate you listening to OTB. Congratulations, by the way. That is awesome. And we appreciate it. I mean, that's a P1, and we love P1s here on Off the Bench. All right. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I think Tiny Bobby's going to be back tomorrow. So we'll see you then.
OTB, OT.
All right, go to patientplusuc.com, patientplusuc.com. And if you're in the Baton Rouge area, Broadmoor, St. George, Prairieville, Bocage, South Downs, 8 locations in the Baton Rouge area. One's going to be convenient for you. They're all about convenience over at Patient Plus. Quality care for life's little unexpected moments. You can always book that appointment online, by the way, at that website, patientplusuc.com. And you can go ahead and get into the portal once you're there. It's quick, it's easy, but also walk-ins are always welcome. That's also a quick and easy process. And they have state-of-the-art facilities. You hear T-Bob talk about it all the time. I know for us, like the South Downs location is incredible. They've been so good to us whenever we need stitches, because I got 4 boys. Stitches are going to happen, and it's quick, it's easy. They do a fantastic job of getting you in, getting you out. That's why the tagline is get in and get better. So go to the website today, patientplusuc.com. Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, anytime. Hunt and Hill. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Louisiana. It's a place defined by culture, by pride, by passion, by people who do more than love this place. They celebrate it, elevate it, champion it. They are the individuals who embody what makes Louisiana great. The companies that make Louisiana a better place to work and live. The nonprofits leading transformational change in our communities. Champions of Louisiana are all around us, and LWCC is proud to celebrate them because we've always been Louisiana loyal, supporting the workers, the innovators, the change agents of this great place we call home. Who are the champions around you? Together, we can share their stories. Together, we can help our home state thrive. Together, we are Louisiana loyal. Always.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.